Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena. Tonight, we're calling it the Sawmill, Reno. This is Michael Graham, Reno Riggins. This is amazing. Look at this crowd in the Sawmill tonight. Look at Sean Casey and the Freak Squad. I cannot wait. This is going to be great.
I cannot wait either. Sean Casey's kicking the program off today, and who is he going to be taking on? One bad customer from Nashville, Tennessee, from the hood. I'm talking about Wolfie D.
We've got a great opening match here, and we also have an amazing main event. We'll be talking about that, I'm sure, Reno. Chase Stevens, Andy Douglas in a tables match. This crowd has been buzzing about that match all night long, and this one is going to kick it off in a big, big way.
Yeah, you're right, Michael. In that tables match, something will be settled by the end of this broadcast. But right now, we've got Sean Casey with the Freak Squad. My goodness, where did he get these women? Has he been cruising Dickerson Road or what?
I don't know. I don't know where he got them, but for the most part, I enjoy looking at them. I'm just saying. Sean Casey, Wolfie D in our opening match here on the program. Oh, look at this amazing crowd we have here. And you know, this building has hosted so many amazing events. This another in the long storyline, and I am just proud to be here.
This is the building that I learned how to become a professional wrestler. Trained by the legendary Tojo Yamamoto, this building has held them all. From Lawler, Dundee, Mantell, Jarrett's, you name it, Randy Savage, they've all been in this building.
And tonight, Saw is taking it to the next level. And one of our contestants in this opening match, Wolfie D, our Saw cameras caught up with him earlier today and got these comments.
Everybody thought that after TNA, after Slash, after the Disciples of the New Church, that I was done. But you know what? Wolfie D's back. I got rebirth. I quit for 5 years and I'm back. I'm back. After 5 years, Wolfie D is back. And I'm coming back to the place that made me who I am, the Nashville Fairgrounds. And I want y'all to know that it's going to be a long time coming when I come back against Sean Casey. Sean Casey, you got something coming. It's a cap for your dome. From pillar to pillar and coast to coast, I'm going to burn your like a piece of toast. It's Wolfie D, baby. I got a cap for your dome.
Listen to the crowd reaction for Wolfie D, a man, Reno, that says he's still got a lot left in the tank.
Wolfie D says he has a lot left in the tank. I know he has a lot left. My goodness, me and Wolfie, we've fought tooth and nail in this building against one another and with each other. If he just brings half of that fight to the Fairground Sports Arena tonight, Sean Casey may be in trouble.
I tell you, Wolfie D has done it all over the world. He's done it everywhere, and now he's in SAW helping us take it to the next level. There you see the man that was once part of the great tag team PG-13. Tonight, taking on Sean Casey in our opening match. We'll have that match for you right after this. It's SAW Wrestling, a cut above the rest. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, at the Sawmill Nashville Fairgrounds, where SAW is taking it to the next level tonight in front of an amazing crowd. I am Michael Graham. This is Reno Riggins here next to me. Wolfie D has electrified this crowd already. He takes on that man, Sean Casey, in our opening match.
These two men here center stage, here at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds Sports Arena. Wolfie D getting this crowd worked up in a fever pitch. You know, when Wolfie D came out, I don't know if a lot of people at home was able to hear his ring music, but that was written and produced by Wolfie D. It's called Cap for Your Dome.
You think that might be referencing that hubcap that's sitting over there in that corner? I'm just wondering.
I have felt that hubcap upside my head many a time, and it doesn't feel very good, let me tell you.
That's nothing I want any part of, and I'm sure Sean Casey doesn't either, as he kind of ducked away from the opening contact with Wolfie D there. This our opening match. I'm just amazed at this crowd. I wish I could walk out here and shake everybody's hand and thank them right now for being here, but this is an amazing crowd as Wolfie D and Sean Casey lock it up for the first time here, and the wrist lock there by Wolfie D. Blocked and reversed by Sean Casey with the Freak Squad in his corner, looking exceptionally good tonight, and at least in close cases, if I can say so.
Oh, nice fireman's carry takeover there by Wolfie D.
His job there is Sean Casey a little close to the ropes, however, he gets to those ropes, and Wolfie D obliging our referee Kurt Herring there and breaking the hold. Now, we have to talk again. This match it's shaping up, I believe, to be a good opener, and it's going to be a fantastic contest. But later on, our main event, so much at stake. We're talking about pride. We're talking about, well, the health of Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas. We're talking about a tables match. That is our main event here, and that is one that that I don't know. It's got trouble written on it, if I may say so.
Oh, definitely so. It's going to be a violent affair, no doubt about it. I mean, you have Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas, former World Tag Champs, together, and now they stand opposite of one another. Oh, nice power slam there by Wolfie D.
And a quick cover and a 2 count, an early 2 count for Wolfie D.
And these two guys, they're going to be standing across from one another tonight. And it's not about putting a man's shoulders to the mat and competition. This is personal. I mean, we've seen some violent matches with these two individuals. But through a tables match, basically taking your opponent and putting him through a table is going to be vital.
Watch now, Wolfie D up and over the top rope with that plancha. Came down almost in a clothesline fashion across the throat of Sean Casey, and you can see one of the
Whoa!
My goodness.
My goodness.
The Freak Squad there is
taking an obsession with Wolfie D treating her man like garbage. Look at that.
Got to hand it to Wolfie D, not getting distracted and really kind of going at it. And look here now, again she gets involved in this match. Tatiana, I believe.
Yes,
name, right?
Tatiana. I've never seen Tatiana act this way.
Oh, and then a clothesline up and over. Sean Casey puts Wolfie D down to the mat below.
Wolfie there on the offensive there for a second. Tatiana, I mean, we've never seen her get involved with a match like this. And now we have Sean Casey throwing Wolfie against the rails here at the Fairgrounds Sports Arena.
Generally, the Freak Squad is out here more as eye candy than anything else, but I believe they have had a major role in the early stage of this match in giving Wolfie D a major disadvantage right now to Sean Casey. And Sean Casey is a man that he can go, and he doesn't need a whole lot of help in that ring, Reno.
No, he does not. He always comes in here in tremendous shape as he looks tonight, and now he's working over Wolfie D outside the ring.
Back in goes Sean Casey. Let's see what he has in mind here. Drapes him across that second rope with a couple of clothing blows. Up to the second rope here. This is dangerous. And a guillotine leg drop right across the back of the head of Wolfie D. Came down across that second rope. A 1, 2, and only a 2 count. Not much recover there from Sean Casey.
A little bit of a lackadaisical cover there on the part of Sean Casey. You know, we've talked about that. We've talked about that in the past. Sometimes that becomes a distraction for him. He gets a little self-absorbed with himself and takes his eye off the business there. Oh,
hot shot, suplex, and it was done textbook. Here's a cover, 1, 2. Oh, and a 2 count there. Another, you call it lackadaisical cover. I didn't know if it was going to matter there. That was a fantastic maneuver by Sean Casey.
Let me go ahead and give Mr. Casey a little. You're not going to beat a Wolfie D with that lackadaisical cover like that. Now Wolfie's back on the offense.
Casey off the ropes, kick to the midsection. Now it's Wolfie D off the ropes, but he meets that left-handed clothesline. A cover, 1, 2, and a series of 2 counts for Sean Casey in this stage of the match.
You know, earlier this afternoon, I had so many fans come up to me and thank the staff and everybody that's been involved with this event for bringing big-time professional wrestling back to the State Fairgrounds Sports Arena. I mean, this is big-time wrestling.
Sean Casey's got him cinched up and came off that second rope with the Bulldog. And another cover here, 1, 2, and again, Wolfie D able to kick out. And Reno, you know, you mentioned the staff. It took a lot of people to put this together today, all the way from, you know, just getting the building ready to our set, to the music, to the cameras. Everybody has done an amazing job today, and I would like to say that seeing this crowd here is really paying off, because this is just an amazing event already, and we are just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. Saul taking it to the next level tonight.
Well, you're exactly right, Michael. A lot of people have come together that have a strong passion for professional wrestling, and it's just not today. Everybody has put an effort into this for many, many months, and now it is
DDT!
Wow, right on the head of Sean Casey. This could be it. Wolfie looks like he's charged up now.
Sean Casey definitely feeling some cobwebs, and now the left hands from Wolfie D winds it up and delivers the right hand after a kiss to those knuckles. Gotta be careful, no gimmick infringement. Into the ropes goes Sean Casey, caught by Wolfie D. What has he got here? Oh, reverse neck breaker and a good one. Here is the cover, 1, 2. Oh, and gives Tatiana in the ring.
What's Tatiana doing in the ring now? She needs to get out. I mean, Wolfie's had about enough of her.
Well, already. Oh, no, wait a minute.
Whoa.
Minute. Easy. Oh,
that's what she needs right there, a good whipping.
I wish I knew that she thought that was punishment. Under a clothesline, super kick, and down goes Wolfie D.
My goodness, Wolfie had this match won. had interference from Tatiana. Now it's going to be all Sean Casey.
Leg is hooked. 1, 2. Foot on the ropes. Foot on the ropes.
Yes.
How did he have the wherewithal? I can't believe Wolfie D is even conscious at this point. As you see the Freak Squad looking on, they can't believe it.
We've seen Sean Casey win many matches with that super kick, but Wolfie D able to have the wherewithal to get out of that.
Up and over goes Wolfie D. Now what is he looking for here? He's got him hooked up. Down goes Sean Casey, the cover. 1, 2, 3, and that is all. Wolfie D gets the win.
Wolfie D delivers. He told everybody he had some gas left in the tank, and he is your victor here today. Let's go to the
rest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Sawmill tonight, the fairgrounds here in Nashville, Tennessee. It is Michael Graham along with Reno Riggins. And Reno, I usually say we are situated ringside. Well, tonight we are situated high above the proceedings here in the balcony of the fairgrounds. And I'm actually pretty glad we're not closer because things are going to get very dangerous between that man right there, Andy Douglas, and Chase Stevens.
Well, this is probably going to be one of the most dangerous matches that we've ever had here at SAW, a tables match. Pinfalls do not count. You have to take your opponent and throw them through a table. My good, and actually, I'm glad we're sitting up top myself.
Absolutely. And you mentioned pinfalls do not count, nor is there any disqualifications in this match, with one caveat. Now, Freddie Morton insisted that there would be no outside interference in this match. Outside interference on behalf of either one of these competitors will constitute a disqualification.
Well, earlier in the week, he sat down with Paul Adams and Andy Douglas. I'm talking about Commissioner Freddie Morton, and he said, hey, we got to have a decisive winner.
Listen to the crowd reaction here as Chase Stevens' music begins, and there he is, Chase Stevens, Andy Douglas, former World Tag Team Champions together in the Naturals, and now bitter enemies. We have seen Chase Stevens do everything he can to get his hands on Andy Douglas time and time again. We have seen wars in the ring, outside of the ring, at autograph signings, in the streets, outside the Sawmill between these two men. Tonight, it all comes down to this.
Well, wrestling has gone out the window.
Absolutely.
This right here is just a pure hate fest between Chase Stevens and that man right there, Andy Douglas.
Mark Owen, the man in the middle for this one, he's not there to do any counting. He is only there to ring the bell when one of these two men go through a table. And speaking of bells, it has rang. This crowd right now is absolutely amped. They have been talking about this one all day waiting outside, Reno. It is Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas in a tables match right here at the fairgrounds. Now, before things get too out of hand here, I have to mention to you what we have seen tonight, real quickly, what we have seen tonight from Mark Anthony. That was the most disturbing footage, I think. I cannot even put it to words.
Well, not only is Mark Anthony a sick and twisted individual, but that was the first that I'd seen of that footage. And I tell you what, it makes me absolutely sick to my stomach.
I can only assume Hammerjack has seen the footage as well. He has been very, very reserved, very, quite honestly, out of pocket. We have heard very little from Hammerjack in the past few days. I have no doubt that that was a disturbing video for him to watch as well. Had to touch on that subject for a minute as we get going here, and Andy Douglas will quickly bail out of the ring after 3 right-hand shots from Chase Stevens.
With Chase Stevens with a boxing background, he can throw the heavy lumber, and Andy Douglas is feeling the heavy lumber at the beginning of this match.
Andy Douglas there on the outside throwing the table over in frustration. That table could be the one, you know, it's a tables match. The idea is to put your opponent through the table. Could it be that one? Could it be one over there under us here that have the souvenirs on it? Could it be the one in the concession stand over there? If one of these two men go through a table, the match is over. Any other result is out the window, as we talked about a few moments ago. Again, taking in consideration that outside interference will constitute a disqualification. A big shot right there by Chase Stevens, and another one wants to send Andy Douglas in for the ride. Off the ropes, no. Hanging on, and once again bailing out. Look at Paul Adams.
Whoa.
Now, Paul Adams, a little feisty there on the ringside, to use a word, and Chase did not appreciate his candor, not one bit.
Well, the intensity here in the sports arena tonight, you can just feel the electricity. This is big main event action right here between Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens.
And we have more of this main event to come. Right now, we take a quick break. We'll be back with more of Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas in a tables match. We are Saw Wrestling, a cut above the rest. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the fairgrounds in Nashville, Tennessee. Michael Graham and Reno Riggins. We are here watching Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens in this tables match, our main event. Chase Stevens, nice job ducking under. Now the two men trading right hands in the center of the ring, both of them. Oh, and then a shot right there to the eyes, thumb to the eyes by Andy Douglas, and that staggers Chase back into the corner.
A lot of posturing at the very beginning of this match with Andy Douglas. Andy Douglas seems like he doesn't want to get caught with something here, but he's getting caught with some big right hands thrown by Chase Stevens.
And the athleticism showed by Chase Stevens as well. And look at him go right for that table on the outside. He tried to put Andy Douglas up and over the top rope and through that table there ringside. Andy Douglas, a great job holding on for dear life. And this match continues, but Chase Stevens follows Douglas out. He wants to put Andy Douglas' head through the table there. No! Oh, and it's Andy Douglas with Chase Stevens down into the table. Now, that will not cause a bell. This has to be you have to go through the table. You actually have to be put through the table for this to count. So that obviously is not the case, what just happened there.
Well, now it looks like now he's...
But now maybe
he's going to try to hook it for
a suplex here would get it done. Stevens able to block it. Stevens once again becomes dead weight and blocks it again. He wants to bring Douglas over, and on the outside on a thin pad there over top of concrete, Andy Douglas goes crashing down hard.
Wow, normally at the Sawmill, you would have seen him go down on the hard concrete floor. But due to the rules at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds Sports Arena, we had to have a little extra padding out there for this event.
I think little is the key word there. You can see there's not a whole lot to it, as a matter of fact. Chase Stevens now once again manipulating the table and wants to put it in the position that he feels he can put Andy Douglas through that table and win this match. These two men have gotten off to a big start. Neither one of them forgetting that it's a tables match. They have both tried to put their opponent through the table already, and we're still in the early stages.
I think both these guys know that they're in the softening up opponent period. Trying to take your opponent and soften him up so that you can manipulate him and get him through a table.
Chase Stevens dumps Andy back into the ring. Andy Douglas right now on one knee, obviously shaken up after taking that suplex on the outside. What is Chase Stevens going to do with him here? Wants to, no. And Andy Douglas finally gets enough wherewithal to figure out what's going on there, and he will once again head to the outside, but he will not get far without Chase Stevens bringing him back. And a chop right there, right in front of our fans here at the fairgrounds, and there's another one. You can see the fans in the front cringe when they hear that flesh-on-flesh contact right there between Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens. A thumb to the eye, and now Chase Stevens' head goes crashing into the railing there at ringside.
Boy, this capacity crowd here at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds Sports Arena are in for a battle here tonight with these two men.
It looks like Andy Douglas is reaching under the ring for, I assume it's a table. Yes, a second table now has been brought into the fray here. One still sits inside the ring, completely folded up at this point. It wouldn't do either of our competitors very good right now. Andy Douglas, instead of going back into the ring for that one, gets a new one, but Chase Stevens takes that time to get his wits back about him. A shot to the midsection and a right hand once again staggers Andy Douglas. Look out here. Oh, a shot right there. And Andy Douglas goes down hard.
Wow, just think about the strength to pick up a table like that and hurl it through the air with such velocity to take a man off his feet.
Got him right in between the eyes, it looked like, at least in the side of the head of Andy Douglas. He may have deflected some of that blow, but certainly not all of it. He took the brunt of it and is hurting for certain there on the outside. Chase Stevens may feel an opening here. Oh, a big right hand right there. He's winding up and really hitting him with those big right hands is Chase Stevens. And now that he has Andy in a little bit of a world of hurt, he's going to go after Paul Adams. It looks like Andy Douglas, however, has regained his composure, and back on the offense goes Andy Douglas with a clubbing blow to the back of Chase Stevens.
Paul Adams looking like Ronaldo Nehemiah running around that ring, got his track shoes on.
Not right now, actually. He's sucking for air right now on the outside, to be honest with you, after one lap around the ring. It's some cardio right there, folks. Andy Douglas once again now trying to pick up Chase Stevens for a slam, but Chase Stevens, again, he is still, that looked like maybe it got Andy in the forearm there and right down the leg of Andy Douglas as that table was dumped over on him. Again, you spoke about softening up your opponent. Obviously, Chase Stevens nor Andy Douglas at this point is ready to go through that table, so to speak. They have both realized the trouble they've been in and have been able to sort of counter out of situations where they could have lost the match.
My goodness, this is turning out to be.
Oh, a DDT right there, and a big one right in the center of the ring. Andy Douglas' bell has been rung. He may be out. He is flat on his back in the center of the ring.
If Chase Stevens can get this table up and maneuver Andy Douglas over through it, we may have a winner right here.
Andy Douglas just now stirring much because of the urgings of his boss, Paul Adams, on the outside. Chase Stevens has set that table up in the corner.
He's telling everybody right now, we're going to end it right here.
That's what he's thinking. Let's find out if that's the case. 2 handfuls of Andy Douglas's ears. That'll cauliflower ear in a minute. And he wants to put Andy Douglas through. What a great job there. The baseball slide on the outside, and Andy Douglas lives on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to take another break. When we come back, more of our main event. It's Douglas and Stevens tables match on Saw Wrestling. Back here in our main event, Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens outside of the ring right now. Looks like Andy Douglas is going to try to take Chase back into the ring at this point. I am Michael Graham, Reno Riggins here, and Reno, we haven't had any near misses, but we've had a lot of brutality during the break.
Oh, definitely so. Seemed like Andy Douglas was on the defense there for a second. Now he's back on the offense. And Chase Stevens may be in a world of hurt here. Oh, and down he goes.
Big right hand, and now Andy Douglas saying the table is ready. Chase Stevens is ready. If I put my opponent through there, that is a win for me, and that is exactly what he's looking for. But no, Chase Stevens may be playing a little bit of possum there, got the legs up, and one of those boots right under the nose, it looked like, of Andy Douglas, and Andy Douglas once again goes down hard.
Chase Stevens in tremendous shape. I believe he's been training his whole life for a match like this right here. I mean, at some point, you start asking yourself, do I want to be here? And when that starts in, your body has to pretty much take over to give you that extra energy and extra boost to keep on competing.
Trying to put Andy through the table. No! Oh, a drop toe hold. The table did not break, but Chase Stevens' head bounced off that table, and the damage may very well have been done.
Wow.
What a tremendous maneuver and a fantastic athletic maneuver by Andy Douglas. Oh, and the table now crashing down across Chase Stevens' prone body on the mat.
Once again, that table hits Chase right in the head. That's twice when Chase went down, his head caught the full brunt of that on the table.
You can see the results as Chase Stevens has been busted open. Wow. Chase Stevens is bleeding and bleeding profusely right now. Andy Douglas smells the blood in the water, if you will, and goes right after that forehead of Chase Stevens, and a right hand will put Stevens down once again.
Chase Stevens is busted open, and he has a very nasty cut over his right eye. My goodness.
And now Andy Douglas with the full weight of his body across the back of Chase Stevens, draped over that bottom rope. Mark Owen is there to ask him to stop, but there's no counting in this match. No DQ on a move like that. No counting a 3 count when shoulders are down. The only way to win this match is to put your opponent through the table, and Andy Douglas is trying to get Chase Stevens into a position where he can do just that. Chase Stevens may be in a big trouble here.
What a fitting place to have such an epic battle. The Tennessee State Fairgrounds Sports Arena. We've seen legendary matches with Bill Dundee, Jerry Lawler, the Fabs, the Sheepherders, and now Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens.
Oh my goodness, down goes Stevens. You can barely make out his facial features at this point. There is so much blood. You can see the blood splattered on the mat. Oh, and there you see a pool of it forming under the forehead of Chase Stevens. Andy Douglas gloating over his work now in the ring. Mark Owen once again is there. Not much Mark Owen can do. And Andy Douglas now once again all over Chase Stevens.
Just peppering the head of Chase Stevens, Andy Douglas. Man.
Much like a Cheyenne brave who wipes the blood of the man that he's trying to vanquish across his chest, and sort of a ceremony there. Andy Douglas right now is really going after Chase Stevens. He has said many times that he wants to end the career of Chase Stevens, and this could be the match where it could happen.
My goodness. And this crowd here at the fairgrounds are starting to get behind Chase Stevens 100% with the chance of go Chase go.
Chase trying to make it back to his feet. You can see he is absolutely on jelly legs. He's already lost quite a bit of blood, it must be said. Andy Douglas on the outside of the ring. I think he was out there looking for more plunder. Now he's got Chase. Oh, my goodness. Almost a Russian leg sweep motion back into that metal barrier separating the ringside area from our front row. You can see the fans in the front row looking at the cut across the forehead of Chase Stevens, and now Andy Douglas will move in. And ladies and gentlemen, we have to take another break. When we come back again, we continue with our main event. Oh, Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens. Oh my goodness, here at the fairgrounds. Back here in the fairgrounds, Nashville, Tennessee, the sawmill for the night, and not much has changed since you've been away, ladies and gentlemen. Chase Stevens continues to take a beating at the hands of Andy Douglas. However, wait a minute, he counters that move, blocks it, and Chase Stevens puts Andy Douglas into that metal chair ringside.
Chase Stevens just going on pure instinct at this point. The blood is spewing down his face. He can't even see where he's at this point.
And now once again, the ring apron is lifted up. Chase Stevens going underneath to find yet another table. Oh my goodness, one of these will be the one. I have to assume that one of these two men are going to go through to end this carnage, but that's exactly what it's been so far. You can see on Chase Stevens' face the results of what has happened so far in this match. Andy Douglas, meanwhile, in the background there, barely being able to make it to his feet at this point. As a matter of fact, he is yet to do so.
Well, I tell you what, if you're sitting there and you're watching at home, we're at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds Sports Arena, and if you haven't realized it by now, Big Time Wrestling is back at the Fairgrounds Sports Arena.
You mentioned earlier the epic battles that have taken place in this arena, and this one has begun to live up to some of those epic battles, probably moving its way up the list of those epic battles. As a matter of fact, you can see Chase Stevens, my goodness, he is just red with blood all across his face, dripping down his chest. Andy Douglas now trying to beg off a little bit here. I don't believe Chase Stevens is going to have a whole lot to do with this. No, I'd say that's a definite no. And a shot right in the jaw with the boot of Chase Stevens, and he now is a house of fire going after Andy Douglas. Big drop kick right there, and Chase Stevens has found a reserve deep, and he has put Andy Douglas back down to the mat.
He told Andy Douglas he was number one, and let me show you why. Wow, what a drop kick that was.
A big elbow right there, and now Chase Stevens once again turns his attention to the table on the outside. No, maybe he's going up top here trying to soften up Andy Douglas, as you said earlier in this match. Chase Stevens going up, and oh no! Mark Owen takes that one right in the ear, right in the side of the head, and our referee is down and out. And now Chase Stevens hooks him. Oh, the fisherman suplex right there, and Andy Douglas is in trouble.
My goodness, it looked like Andy Douglas.
David Young!
Oh no!
David Young has hit the ring. David Young of the A-Team is here. The referee is down. The referee is out. He took the drop kick off the top rope from Chase Stevens a few moments ago and has no idea what's going on. And Reno, this is a fresh man in David Young. No, he's going to put him through the table on the outside.
God.
David Young can't get him up though. Chase Stevens fighting back. Got to be pure instinct here. Chase Stevens with right hands for David Young. Now, wants to send Young for the ride. No, Chase Stevens goes in, holds on to the ropes. Young, over through the table.
David Young probably fell from 12 feet. Did you see that?
David Young goes through the table that was meant for Andy Douglas or Chase Stevens on the outside. Meanwhile, Andy Douglas is back up on the inside. Chase Stevens is in trouble again. Andy Douglas, no, misses with a clothesline. A shot right there. Chase Stevens with a couple of right hands. Now it's Stevens into the ropes, comes off under a clothesline. Andy Douglas follows it in with the high knee.
Oh, did he ever plant him with that knee right up under the chin? Chase Stevens must be out.
You can see the blood dripping down the face, dripping down the forehead of Chase Stevens. David Young is ringside, broken in half just like the table that he's under, and that is under him, I should say, and Andy Douglas is the only man moving in the ring.
My goodness.
Oh, and now look at Andy Douglas looking for a count. That'll do you no good, and he realizes it.
Wow.
Paul Young telling him, grab the table and put him through it.
Paul Adams out there trying to direct traffic, if you will.
Mark Owen, dead weight in the ring, meanwhile. He did take an enormous shot from Chase Stevens off that top rope. Of course, it was Andy Douglas that it seemed to me pulled Mark Owen into the path of that missile drop kick, but I'll have to watch a replay on that to be certain once this is through. And now it's Chase Stevens into the table. It doesn't break under the clothesline super kick with the kick there, and Andy Douglas goes down like a ton of bricks.
My goodness, where does Chase Stevens find the wherewithal to be able to stop himself from going through the table and then connecting with the super kick on Andy Douglas?
Now what does Paul Adams say? And here comes Rick Santel. Rick Santel now in the ring in the numbers game. We talked about it week after week after week. And even though Rick Santel has had some troubles with his fellow members in the A-team as of late, he is here, it looks like, to help Andy Douglas win this tables match.
That Santel slam.
Oh, he tried to back into the ropes. Andy Douglas, he doesn't realize, oh my God! Rick Santel through the table. Andy Douglas didn't realize who had made contact with him. Double clothesline.
Oh man, both men are down.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is chaos. We've got to take one more break. When we come back, we will take you through until the conclusion of this one. Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens. The sawmill is electric. This is Saw Wrestling. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. The fairgrounds, myself, Reno Riggins, completely out of breath, almost completely spent. I can only imagine what the men in the ring, well, one man in the ring, you can see our referee is down. He is being tended to. Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas have fought all over this building. You can see Chase Stevens completely busted open. Andy Douglas in a bad, bad way. Now fighting into the crowd here at the fairgrounds, our sawmill for tonight. You can see this massive crowd, and well, just so they're not fighting in the dark now, it looks like some light has been shed on the subject, and a big shot right there as Douglas goes hard into the cinder blocks.
And you've got Commissioner Freddie Morton with a couple of officials. Oh, low blow there by Andy Douglas. But you've got a couple of officials down there trying to attend to Mark Owen, the official that is down. You've got Commissioner Freddie Morton down at ringside trying to direct some traffic, and this thing is just spilled out into the people here at the Fairground Sports Arena.
And the trash is spilled out onto the floor as that trash can went right into the busted open forehead of Chase Stevens. You can see a huge smear of blood on that trash can back there in the background of this shot, as Andy Douglas now once again, it seems, has control. No, Chase Stevens, just as I say that, with a shot. My goodness, I'm glad nobody was on the other side of that men's room door as Andy Douglas had just met it head on.
You see our security trying to hold the people back. We've got Brewster, we've got Bobby Copeland trying to tell everybody to clear back, look out, because these guys, they have full reign of this building. We're going to have a victor somewhere in here.
Chase Stevens with a shot and elbow to the back of the neck there. He's trying to clear a path right now. Absolutely.
He's telling the people to get up, move out of the way. Look
because
out.
We're fighting here, and you don't want to be a part of this. It's like getting too close to a dog fight right now. Get out of the way, people.
If you don't, you'll get bit.
Andy Douglas in a bad, bad way. Chase Stevens now. No, it's reversed, and Chase Stevens up and over into the seats there in the front row here at the fairgrounds. Oh, my goodness, that had to hurt. I think Chase Stevens tried actually maybe to jump over that front seat. It caught his foot, and he went flipping over into the front row, and that really, really must have done some damage to the back of Chase Stevens.
At this point, I don't see how Chase Stevens is continuing. I really don't.
Well, he's not able to make it back to his feet at this point without the help of his former partner, Andy Douglas. And to call them bitter enemies at this point is an understatement. This has become more than personal.
Well, he's not going to throw him in the concession.
I was just hoping there's a table right there, I guess, and that may be the what's on the mind of Andy Douglas, but instead right into the fencing here. Oh, and a shot to the midsection, and now Andy Douglas sees that table there, and just like I mentioned earlier, it could be any table in the building. That one.
That's the box-off table, right? Box office table right there.
Now we're going to have to apologize to somebody for their drink being on the floor. There she goes to pick it. At any rate, Chase Stevens right now is in a bad way, and now it's Andy Douglas into the cage there under those steps here that lead up into the balcony of the fairgrounds.
The amount of hatred and emotion between these two men, that's why these two guys are carrying on right now. My goodness.
I mentioned at the beginning of this match how dangerous this match can be. You can see how dangerous it can be etched across the face of that man right there, Chase Stevens. You can see Andy Douglas. He is just on wobbly legs himself, and now it looks like we don't need anybody throwing down any steps here, certainly, as Chase and Andy look to be taking Chase up toward the steps, and I'm sure, oh goodness, you can see that shot right there, and what was behind the cage actually went flying after Andy Douglas' head rammed into it. And now it looks like the danger is going to be amped up just a little bit, as I don't know if I like where this is headed. Both Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens headed up here into the balcony with us, Reno.
This is a very dangerous situation, as we have Commissioner Freddie Morton over there trying to get Marco and Still out of the ring, like referee Kurt Herron is going to take over this match. This is getting, look at there. Look where these guys are. They're in the upper back.
You can see the height there. You can, wait a minute now, the table is still set up underneath. You can just make it out right there. And Chase Stevens has some evil intentions in his mind. And he's got Andy Douglas halfway up on that railing. You can see the crowd below. Some of them shocked, some of them cheering Chase Stevens on. Andy Douglas is saying, wait a minute, Paul Adams! Paul Adams! The referee's nowhere to be found as they're tending to Kurt Herron, and now Andy Douglas takes over. Andy Douglas has Chase Stevens. Wait just a minute. Chase Stevens is up over the railing. Andy Douglas with a shot. Andy Douglas with another one. I see a referee just now running in. No! 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 Chase Stevens, motionless. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a winner in this match. It was Andy Douglas. As you can see, Chase Stevens. And instead, Al Snow, who comes in at 6'1" and 235 pounds, of course, from Lima, Ohio. He made his debut 27 years ago. You talk about experience. He'll be looking for the snowplow to finish it off. And, of course, he has been the WWE Hardcore Champion, a European champion in the WWE as well, and a long, long stint in ECW. Certainly should be on that resume as well. Al Snow is your challenger, and Kid Cash is your champion. 5'9" and 202 pounds, so gives up over 30 pounds to the challenger out of Johnson City, Tennessee. A 19-year veteran is Kid Cash of the ring. He'll be looking for the dead level, the moneymaker, but also a proficient submissions wrestler. He could definitely end a match by submission. He is your current champion here in SAW. He has also been a WWE Cruiserweight champion and a light heavyweight champion in several organizations. As we are underway here, and it is Al Snow into the ropes and a hard shoulder block and a quick cover. One count there, and you can see the experience, Reno. Quick covers, because this thing could be over before you knew it.
Oh, definitely so. Al Snow, Kid Cash, both of these guys have held gold in the who's who of professional wrestling in every major organization. Kid Cash looks like he's going after a fan to start this thing off, but he needs to worry about that man in the ring right there.
Climbing the rails almost to get, I'm wondering if he wanted to more get to the crowd or get away from the challenger in the ring, Al Snow. And as always, right there with Al Snow, as you can hear, the crowd knows the name Head for sure. And look at Kid Cash. He also has heard the reputation. Al Snow has used that, what would you call it? His emotional support, his advisor. In many matches. Kid Cash now.
I mean, there's been many matches that I've been in that I've been talking to myself, so I kind of understand where he's coming from. You know, I mean, sometimes I talk to myself, but I like to hear intelligent people talk as well.
I would love to know what he just whispered into Head's ear right there. I mean, just what exactly? And Kid Cash now takes advantage of the conversation in the corner, and now with the offense, Kid Cash with the big right hands.
Kid Cash, very vicious individual.
Oh, look at him break the entire body of Al Snow, just as you say that.
If there's a shortcut to be had, he will take it. Look at that. Wow. He's using the top rope to bar the arm of Al Snow.
Now, I mentioned Kid Cash will look for submissions, and he may be thinking already he wants to soften up those arms, those shoulders, for one of those arm bars or something along those lines. But it's Al Snow firing up with big right hands now, and Kid Cash once again will leave the ring, but it's Al Snow that will follow Cash outside the ring, and a chase ensues.
There he goes, Al Snow going. Now Cash has Head.
Now again, you would talk about a distraction, and then it's Kid Cash once again taking advantage of Al Snow's concern for Head. Did I just say that? And now Kid Cash with big right hands in the corner.
My goodness. Oh, look at that Bill just grabbing the head of the hair of Al Snow.
I believe if it was a ladies match, it'd be called a snap mare. Is that what they call that? But anyway, it's pillar to post for Al Snow, hard in the corner that time. And a big left-handed clothesline puts Al Snow down.
Kid Cash starting to set the pace of this match right here. Snapmare.
And now he wants to get Al Snow into one of those maneuvers I was talking about, those submission maneuvers, trying to bar that arm. Oh, and biting the man now. What is this?
What a wrestling maneuver that is.
Yeah, it's so hard to keep an unbiased view when you see that sort of thing. Look at it again.
Going after it again. My goodness.
No place is once again our champion, Kid Cash, gnawing on the knuckles of Al Snow.
Being asked by referee Kurt Aaron and sitting there just blatant lying right there.
Shot right there as Al Snow started to get the leverage back under Kid Cash, a right hand, but that will only slow Kid Cash, not stop him with another rake down the back and another one. Goodness, and you know that if he's doing that, he is doing that he's got those fingernails ready to do maximum damage. He's that diabolical, I have to say, and I don't mean to use that word, but Kid Cash will absolutely get in that ring and do whatever it takes, not only to win a match, but to hurt a man.
Oh, yeah, any shortcut that is out there, he has done it. Oh, nice.
Knee right there to the midsection, and up and over goes Al Snow. You can see the size advantage that Kid Cash gives up, but I hesitate to say he gives up any power advantage. Kid Cash is a powerfully built champion here in SAW. We're going to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, more of this one, a championship match. Kid Cash and Al Snow on SAW Wrestling, a cut above the rest. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena. Tonight's Sawmill, once again, a capacity crowd watching the SAW International Heavyweight Champion, Kid Cash, defend his belt and show absolutely zero respect for the fans that were here. Defend his belt against Al Snow. This is Michael Graham and Reno Riggins, and Al Snow with his first offensive moves in a while. Right there, Reno with those two right hands, but it's Kid Cash easily countering, trying to roll Al Snow up. He rolls through, however, but a big clothesline will stop all that.
Boy, the action hot and heavy here in the main event here in SAW. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Byron Thrasher, who's watching down in Bucksnort, Tennessee.
Gotta love Bucksnort, Tennessee this time of year.
Oh, yeah, I love Bucksnort. And also Miss Bogart over in Antioch.
We got to cover. A small package 1, 2, but only a 2 count right there. And another big clothesline from Kid Cash puts the challenger on his back on the mat.
What a matchup we're having. You know, you got Al Snow, didn't know about this match just a couple of days ago, and then you have Kid Cash thinking he's going to take on Bob Holly. Now he's taking on Al Snow.
A 2 count right there from Kid Cash, and once again to that rear chin lock, wearing down the challenger, wearing down Snow in this one. And you make an interesting point there. We talked a couple of times about the fact that Kid Cash was ready for Bob Holly. Well, Al Snow hasn't known that he was going to have this match for a very long time, so he had not very much time to prepare for Kid Cash.
Oh, I mean, really, this is down at just even
Sure.
tell of the tape. I mean, you have Kid Cash, a man that has held the SAW title for over a year now, and that's the reason he's held it, because he has taken on all comers. He hasn't backed up one step. I can't say that I'm very excited or very pleased at the manner that he's done it, but he has held on to the SAW title for over a year.
And he's actually toured the world with that title as well and defended that title. That's why we call it an International Heavyweight Championship. It has been defended outside the borders of the United States as well, and defended successfully by Kid Cash. Keep in mind, the #1 contender for that belt, who did take a loss earlier tonight, but Hammerjack in line to take on the winner of this match, the current champion, when this match is done. If it will be Kid Cash or Al Snow, Hammerjack is your #1 contender. And keep up with that top 10 list here on SAW Wrestling every single week to find out who is in line for their championship shot. Al Snow trying to fight his way back up. He's all the way back to a vertical base. Gets the elbow into the midsection. Another one off the ropes to build momentum. Underneath goes Al Snow, but he meets the boot right there of Kid Cash, and then the swinging net breaker. Great job by Cash.
Wow. Where is Cash? He digs deep.
Looking for a cover. 1, 2, and a long 2 count right there for Cash. And you can see he's starting to show some signs of fatigue in this one. Al Snow, however, has taken the brunt of the punishment. He certainly will be worse for wear at this point of the match.
Can you believe this? Another capacity crowd here at the Fairgrounds Sports Arena. Nashville, big-time wrestling is back at the Fairgrounds.
Oh, and they are watching some big-time, heavy blows in the ring right now as Al Snow up and over, a cover, 1, 2 on that sunset flip. Thought he had him for a moment, but a long 2 count, and it's Kid Cash back to the advantage with the rake of the eyes. Now he wants the jawbreaker, and he got it. And that one definitely met its mark.
Oh.
Sweeps the leg, gets the cover, 1, 2, and a long 2 count again for our champion.
I tell you, Al Snow is taking a pretty good beating at the hands of Kid Cash. But, I mean, he continues to fight back and gets himself in contention in this match. You know, Al Snow, through his whole career, you know, people say he's a little cuckoo. You know, I mean, you think. He's a little cuckoo, you know, so I'm just wondering if his pain tolerance, being a little cuckoo, is higher than someone that's not crazy.
Well, we will find out what that pain tolerance is exactly as we take our final break. We will come back with more of this when our championship match continues. Kid Cash and Al Snow on SAW Wrestling. Cut above the rest. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Graham and Reno Riggins in this one. The pace has quickened in the last few moments as Kid Cash continues with the advantage over Al Snow, our champion, over the challenger right now. And Kid Cash may be looking to end it right here, Reno, if he goes up top and hits this.
Al Snow looks to be in trouble. Here comes Kid Cash.
Oh,
he
they
misses.
Springboard off the second rope. Moonsault misses. Al Snow to the outside. And I do believe he's looking for...
He's got head. He's got head.
He looked for it and he got it. And ladies and gentlemen, he's going to use it.
Oh, my goodness. Maybe he's trying to shake some sense into it.
Kurt Herron checking on Kid Cash now. Sees that Al Snow has that, well, I mean, it's got to be considered a weapon in the ring. He's about to use it as such. Russian leg sweep. Oh, and he nailed it. And that was a high-impact maneuver right there.
Boy, he did. Kid Cash was able to grapevine that leg in there and really get that whip and sweep in motion and brought the head back to the canvas. And Al Snow follows up with an elbow.
Look at all the weight of Kid Cash down on the sternum. All the weight of Kid Cash right on the point of the elbow and down on the sternum of Al Snow. Delivering those elbows with maximum force was Kid Cash.
That's why he's the SAW champion right there.
Absolutely. And now he has...
Maybe he's seeking advice.
You think so?
I don't know. He's looking into the eyes of head there.
I don't know. Do we have maybe a turn for head? Is she going with another suitor?
I don't think so. I think she likes the one she's got there.
Now, we have seen Kid Cash use weapons in matches just to get the win. Right now, he's in complete control of this one. I can't imagine that he would be so desperate as to do something along those lines. What is this now?
Oh, no, he's not going to punt it, is he?
Is he looking to pull a...
He's going to punt head.
Rob Baronis here? He is. He's going to try to kick a field goal, it looks like.
Oh, no.
Now, wait a minute. Kid Cash looks for the line, and he got speared by Al Snow. Al Snow.
The extra point was blocked.
I tell you what, you don't want any part
look at that.
of head when Al Snow is involved. Big right hands now, and I mean, he's pummeling our champion.
That's what you don't want to do. You don't want to get a guy that's already cuckoo any more motivation or momentum to start beating the daylights out of him.
Give him a reason here. Kid Cash paying for that indiscretion in a big, big way. Al Snow is fired up now.
My goodness, extra point was blocked, and Al Snow is in charge of this match.
And Al Snow looking to go up now, and it looks like somebody's going to do some counting. 1, 2. You can hear the crowd here at the Sawmill count along into the corner. No, reversed by Kid Cash. Once again reversed, and now it's Cash just avoiding the referee, but Al Snow from behind. And I believe Kid Cash's forehead caught Kurt Herron right in the jaw right there. Oh, snowplow! Snowplow in the center of the ring. This has to be all. No referee. Oh, my goodness. Cash is out. Cash is out.
Cash is down, and I've never seen Cash's shoulders on the mat for this long. Al Snow catches it with the snowplow, but there's no ref. There is absolutely no ref. We can have a new SAW champion right there.
It must be said, Al Snow, it was his maneuver to the back of Kid Cash that caused the referee to be down. The forehead of Cash caught Kurt Herron. Herron is down and out, and now Al Snow is wondering if there's another referee. I believe that's what he's calling for here. Somebody to count 3, because Cash is all but out in the ring. Wait a minute, we have a cover, we have a ref, we have a 2. No, and only a 2 count. Are you kidding me?
I thought that was going to be it, and we was going to have a new champion right then and there.
Kid Cash barely showing signs of life, but able to get that shoulder off the mat to once again for the moment at least, hold on to the SAW International Heavyweight Championship. Now both Al Snow and our new referee checking on our original referee in this match who took a hard shot. Kid Cash trying to get his bearings, trying to get his feet under him, finally reaching his feet after that snowplow put him down in a double axe handle to Al Snow. And a right hand now, and Al Snow is in trouble all of a sudden.
It looks like referee Joe Williams is going to have to take over this match.
Scoop and a slam. Cash looking for the cover. A long 2 count for Cash, looking for another cover. No hook of the leg there.
Wow, what a main event this has been here on SAW today. Man, it's like a tennis match, back and forth.
Once again,
here we go again.
Cash wants to go for the moonsault, and he hits it this time. 1, 2, oh no! It could not have been a longer 2 count. 2 and 15/16, but Al Snow gets the shoulder off the mat, according to our referee.
My goodness, for everybody that went to public schools, that's 2 and a whole lot, almost a 3. Wow.
Kid Cash can't believe it. Grabbing Joe Williams, our referee, by the shirt sleeve there for a moment. Absolutely incredulous that he didn't get the 3 count right there. Now it's Al Snow into the referee once again as Kid Cash ducked out of the way. Joe Williams out to the floor there. And what is going to happen here? Cash looking to leave, perhaps? No, going outside for a chair. Oh, and man, certainly the crowd will be quiet for you, kid, and not. Al Snow checking on the referee who is outside the ring right there. Our first referee still down and still out, but he does have the wherewithal, does Al Snow, to confront Kid Cash. However, Kid Cash has that weapon, and Al Snow does not.
Al Snow standing there just bare-fisted. You have Kid Cash there with the chair, looking like he may try to clock Al Snow.
Oh, now
Al Snow has
Now
it.
the tables have been evened up a little bit. Now things are, he hits the bat. Wait a minute.
Down he went. What's he doing? Now
And Kurt Herring is getting back up. Al Snow has the chair. Is he going to try to smash Kid Cash
He's looking
now?
at the fans. People are cheering. Now, hang on.
He hits the mat and goes flat, and Kurt Herring, finally with his bearings about him, he must not know what has happened here. A chair is in the ring. 2 men are down.
Now he's trying to get the support of the SAW fans here at the Sawmill.
This is absolutely bizarre. Head games, and I use that term loosely in this matchup, obviously, with Al Snow's partner over there in the corner. But at any rate, head games trying to be played by both men. And Kurt Herring trying to sort things out. The crowd trying to help him out. This is as bizarre as... Look. What? Oh, and a shot.
My goodness. I've never seen this before.
Well, I would be surprised if you had, to be honest with you. Kid Cash actually up because of the pain that was inflicted upon him by Al Snow a moment ago. Now Al Snow is back to his feet. He picks up head. Oh, misses. Rolled up. Cash with the tights. A 3 count.
My goodness.
A full moon over Nashville and a 3 count, as you can see on the Option Reynolds replay right here. Missing with the head, and 1, 2, 3 with a full handful of tights. Thank you for that, censors. And, well, there you go. You're champion once again.
Al Snow showed himself right there with the help of Kid Cash. It was basically a chess match right there. Someone trying to get a disqualification.
Bizarre.
And Kid Cash walking out here as your victor once again with a handful of tights.
It's hard to figure any match would end anything but bizarre when that man's involved, and it did here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, more to come next week. SAW Wrestling, a cut above the rest. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SAW Wrestling. Michael Graham along with Reno Riggins here ringside, and there you see one of the participants in our next match, and I guess it's good to see him back here in SAW. That'd be Rob Roy McCoy, Reno.
Well, if you're a spectator, it's good to see him back. If you're a participant, maybe not.
This man has a mean streak a mile wide, and he will be taking on a young man that, he has not done so well here in SAW since returning from a very scary situation with a blood clot, and that would be one TJ Harley. Yet to get his win in his comeback, but here's a chance here against the returning Rob Roy McCoy.
Well, you have TJ Harley, basically a former champion here in SAW, experienced some injuries and just still has not been able to get back in the win column.
This building's still abuzz right now because of what happened just a little while ago with Micah Taylor helping Michael Shane get a win over David Young of the A-Team. That was quite a moment here to start the program. We still have a bunch of moments left, including a big tag team main event where the belts will be on the line. Derek King Enterprises, our SAW tag team champions, will be taking on the challengers, LT Falk and Vordell Walker. But the two men in the ring right now are what we're concerned with that top wrist lock, and a good one from Rob Roy McCoy. Nice go under and hammerlock by TJ Harley, but the quick elbow from Rob Roy McCoy stops all of that, and then the clubbing blow to the back.
Rob Roy McCoy comes back into SAW, and he looks to be in tremendous shape.
He absolutely is, and up and over he goes over TJ Harley, and Harley with that heel kick right on the button. Here's a cover, 1 and a 2 count only for TJ Harley there on Rob Roy McCoy.
You know, a couple years ago when Rob Roy McCoy left SAW, he was in the hunt for the television title. Well, now he's going to be in the hunt for the SAW International title.
Well, he just got his hand stomped on and then pulled TJ Harley off that ring apron. There is little to no give whatsoever on that apron of the ring, and Harley went crashing down on it hard, his back landing very awkwardly there on the corner of the ring, the edge of the ring, if you will, and he is down and in a lot of pain, and Rob Roy McCoy is all over TJ Harley now. There's that head into that ring apron that we just mentioned, so the damage now definitely being felt by Harley.
Definitely so, definitely so. TJ Harley, it would be great if he could come out here today and get a victory over Rob Roy McCoy. But like I said, ever since some of the injuries that he's had some health issues. He just has not been able to get back in the win column.
Trying to mount a little bit of a comeback there with a couple of shots in the midsection, but Rob Roy McCoy with those boots and those big right hands puts a stop to all that. And now he's looking for the crossface. Looking for that crossface chicken wing that so many men have tapped to. And once again, looking for it. TJ Harley, though, well scouted, and he is trying to block it. Wow, TJ Harley almost succumbed to it there. And once again, it's Rob Roy McCoy going for it, trying to get him down. He's got him. And it's locked in. It is locked in. He's got the crossface chicken wing locked in. Harley is close to the ropes, but he cannot make it, and he will tap. And this match is Rob Roy McCoy's.
Now, Rob Roy McCoy, he needs to let the man up now. He's already won the match.
This is a very, very painful, debilitating maneuver, and this absolutely needs to be broken. You can see our referee in there trying to get Rob Roy McCoy to let go of this crossface chicken wing, and this is getting to a dangerous point now, as it looks like TJ Harley is completely out. More referees spilling into the ring now, trying to get this broken. This is beyond the bounds of competition for sure, and you can see our commissioner now, Commissioner Freddie Morton now will take a place ringside and have something to say about the, lack of sportsmanship, perhaps is the way to put it, for Rob Roy McCoy.
Rob Roy McCoy has come out here to try to make a statement.
Well, and he may have done just that. You can see TJ Harley is in a bad way in the ring, being checked on by our officials here in SAW. Meanwhile, Rob Roy McCoy finally will be escorted from the ring. Let's take a quick look at the replay, Reno. It's good to see him even up on his feet at all. He's trying not to accept the help of the officials, but I believe he is going to need it. We still have a main event to get to, ladies and gentlemen. The tag team belts are on the line, plus Jesse Emerson and John Michael Worthington still to come on SAW.
The man of the hour right here that everybody's come here to see. Let's bring him in here right now. I'm talking about none other than Eric the Dragon Andrews. Eric, you got a championship match coming up tonight. I know you've been training hard. You know Kid Cash inside and out. How do you see this match shaping up?
You don't want to do this, Reno.
You know it. You don't need to be out here right now. You don't need to be out here right now. Hey, you don't need to be out here.
I tell you what, listen, first of all, I'm the world champion, not you. All I want to do is come out here and talk to the boy just for a second. So why don't you take that ugly jacket of yours and step back? Eric Andrews, this is not our first encounter, my friend. You've had plenty of chances, and you shouldn't be wrestling me tonight. You are a worthy opponent, but you're just not man enough to get the job done. Just like this man said, I've beaten everybody that this man, and everybody part of SAW was put in front of me. I've taken this belt around the world. You're just simply not man enough. But since you're gonna get one more chance, and this is the last chance, do you understand, Reno Riggins? Do you understand, Dutch Mantel?
I understand.
Do you people understand? this is the last time. But since this is the last time, I will be a true champion and give you just a little word of advice.
Kid Cash is, ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael Graham from the announce position. You can see what is going on right now in the interview position as Kid Cash is all over Eric the Dragon Andrews, and now Eric the Dragon Andrews fighting back to his feet. And ladies and gentlemen, this is broken down. Complete chaos to begin our show here this week. Reno Riggins, Dutch Mantell were scheduled to talk to Eric the Dragon Andrews, who is scheduled to get a title shot against that man, Kid Cash. And, well, you see the results. Kid Cash comes out, interrupts the proceedings, and now chaos reigns here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena to begin our program this week. Referees out here trying to separate these two men. It was Kid Cash that threw the first blow. It was a cheap shot is what it was. And Eric the Dragon Andrews now being restrained. Kid Cash being restrained by referees. Oh, and these two men are scheduled to go at it for the SAW International Heavyweight title. And Eric the Dragon Andrews breaks free of his restraints, and he once again is back all over Kid Cash. These referees are having a hard time keeping these two men apart. Ladies and gentlemen, this seems to be the scene week in and week out here in SAW now. All the personal issues, all the tension in the locker room is boiling over. You can see Eric the Dragon Andrews being led out of here by referees, by wrestlers. Amazing, unbelievable. And there is our SAW heavyweight champion. You see my usual broadcast partner and the matchmaker. No! Oh no! Whoa! Kid Cash has attacked Reno Riggins. Kid Cash is blatantly, in front of this capacity crowd, has blatantly attacked the matchmaker of SAW. What is going on here? Kid Cash has come out and more than disrupted proceedings now, has come out here and has completely broken our program down. We're scheduled to have an opening match here in moments. We were scheduled to have words with Eric the Dragon Andrews, and it's nothing but chaos here. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not know how to describe what we have seen so far here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena, except to say that it is completely off the page.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, weighing 235 pounds from Nashville, Tennessee, Chase Stevens.
What a great reaction. This is going to be a great matchup as well, Dutch.
And opponent, led to ringside by the leader of the A-Team, Paul Adams, David Young.
It is the problem solver of the A-Team against Chase Stevens. Dutch Mantell, this should be a great matchup.
Well, judging from the reaction that Chase Stevens got in this arena, these people love him. Now, the problem solver, he's got a big problem to solve in Chase Stevens. Hey, fans, if you tuned in late, a volatile situation backstage tonight between Reno Riggins, between Andrews, and between Kid Cash. If you tuned in a little late, a big altercation, a big pull apart to start the show. And hey, this show is in jeopardy already.
Absolutely. I mean, it was complete chaos to begin our program here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, what a nice back elbow right there by Chase Stevens. We will get more on the Reno Riggins Kid Cash situation. Eric the Dragon Andrews and Kid Cash scheduled to face each other for the SAW International Heavyweight title. Look at Chase Stevens following in David Young. Nice clothesline right there.
He leveled him. He came off. David Young's velocity kind of worked against him. And all Chase Stevens, Chase Stevens has some pretty big arms. Wait a minute.
Wait, Paul Adams got involved maybe where he shouldn't have got involved. Chase Stevens has Paul Adams in his sight, but it's David Young laying in wait with the big clothesline.
What a great move by David Young. I think they led him right into that. Now you can tell Paul Adams and David Young highly versed and highly trained in how to trick your opponent into making a mistake. They did.
You can see it right now as Paul Adams has the referees attention while David Young takes care of business on the outside with Chase Stevens, as it were. And don't forget, Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas, a teammate of the Problem Solver on the A-team, have had such a long history, just a brutal feud between them. Paul Adams right in the middle of all that.
You know, I'm a little bit removed from this because I'm kind of new to Saw here, but I heard about the Andy Douglas, the Chase Stevens feud. You know, I read about it on the internet, I heard about it, and I heard some tremendous matches. And I'll say one thing, I don't think that's over, because I know Andy Douglas, he don't take defeat lightly, and he's not going to let it go by.
I hesitate to say you may very well be right on that. Two incredible matches between those two men, Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas, in this very building. Right over there in that corner is where Chase Stevens went off the balcony through a table, and in a moment I will never, as long as I live, forget. But right now it is David Young in the ring with Chase Stevens. Oh, that big headbutt.
Who went off the balcony?
Chase Stevens at the hands of Paul Adams and Andy Douglas.
Well,
I'll never forget it.
Well, I bet Chase Stevens won't forget it either. That'll make two of you.
Right now, it is David Young with that rear chin lock.
The crowd solidly getting behind Chase Stevens, and a lot of times wrestlers feed off the crowd, and they have a tremendous crowd in here tonight to feed off of.
Well, it's Chase Stevens maybe doing exactly that, blocking your right hand, blocking a second right hand. And Chase Stevens now, the one that looks like he is in control of this matchup, and down goes David Young. Another big right hand, and David Young now is in a bad way. Ducks under that clothesline, however, misses with a kick. Got him with the spinning kick on the follow-through. What a maneuver by the big man. And now a cover, 1, 2. Oh, 2 count.
See, he thought he had the answer to that problem. He thought he had solved that problem, but that's what you get for thinking too soon. I'm going to say one thing for David Young. David Young is a thinking wrestler. He thinks about 3 or 4 moves ahead. That's what you have to do in this business to be successful.
Oh, right there. What a maneuver with the destroyer.
Has this got him?
Stevens, 1, 2.
Oh, man.
Your winner of the match, Chase Stevens.
A great win by Chase Stevens here on Saw.
Natalie Van Aaron with Saw TV. I'm here with Eric Andrews. Eric, there's so much intensity here tonight. I saw you backstage getting all pumped up. How are you going to match the intensity this evening after what Kid Cash just put you through?
How am I going to match the intensity?
Oh boy.
Miss Natalie, you are a credit to your occupation, and I thank you for your services. But just like the NFL, I can't stand women in a man's sport. So why don't you stand over here for just a second? And as for you,
I could see this coming. Kid Cash once again out here. Kid Cash once again out here interrupting our program, interrupting proceedings, and trying to get the drop, if you will, once again on Eric the Dragon Andrews. This was scheduled to be obviously just nothing but interview time, but instead it is Eric the Dragon Andrews and Kid Cash once again going at it here on the concrete floor of the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena. And once again, the officials are called out to try to separate these two men. Thankfully, our Commissioner Freddie Morton out here to get Natalie Van Aaron out of harm's way. She should be getting hazard pay tonight. My goodness, these two men cannot wait to get their hands on one another. Even though I have to say that both of these instances, it's been Kid Cash that has interjected himself into the proceedings, completely unwelcome, completely unwarranted, completely uncalled for. Kid Cash twice now has come out here to interrupt our program to try to get his hands on that man, Eric the Dragon Andrews, who has had enough, and he is all over Kid Cash. The challenger for the belt right now, all over the holder of the belt here on the concrete floor of the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena. And this crowd is stunned right now. They cannot believe these two men now twice have come out here impromptu and had a complete brawl, as once again wrestlers are called out to the floor to try to keep these two men separated. We have seen this scene with Mark Anthony and Hammerjack of late. And now we're seeing it with Kid Cash and Eric the Dragon Andrews. I can't lie to you, ladies and gentlemen, the tension in our locker room right now in SAW has been ramped up to a level that I have never seen, never felt before. Everybody feeling like that SAW's momentum, that everything going on right now, the influx of new talent, everybody fighting for a spot right now, fighting literally and figuratively. As you can see, Eric the Dragon Andrews right now just trying to claw at our champion. The man that holds that belt is going to be holding the belt in one of the the up-and-coming companies in this country. And ladies and gentlemen, everybody wants to be that man. Kid Cash is that man right now, but will he be for much longer? Because Eric the Dragon Andrews has his shot at the belt coming up here on SAW, a cut above the rest.
A completely random moment, and then Mark Anthony has turned that. He's terrorized this man. He's terrorized.
Wait a minute, this is going to...
Here we go. Here we go. Not even getting to the ring. Not even getting to the ring, ladies and gentlemen. Not even getting to the ring. This match certainly has not started as Hammerjack has met Mark Anthony out on the aisle. And it picks up where it left off the last time these two men were in this building. A wild beginning to this one.
Well, the photographers around ringside are rapidly trying to get out of the way because these men, you know, even though it started with just a random dart throw, this has developed into a hatred that I haven't seen in quite some time in professional wrestling.
And Hammerjack almost into the ring post there, but then Mark Anthony goes hard into the ring post instead. Oh, a shot right there. Another shot.
Well, I think what this is going to evolve down to, Michael Graham, is who can outlast who.
Is this actually, do we have a match here? I'm not sure that we even have a match as Hammerjack and Mark Anthony are brawling on the outside.
Well, I think we got a match. These guys are going at it here. The referee is too concerned about what's going on, and I think he's worried about his safety too.
Oh, absolutely. I think everybody in this building right now, you and myself included, need to worry about our safety because I have seen these men brawl on streets, brawl in this building, brawl in other buildings. Very few four walls can hold these two men.
Well, I'm going to say this. If they head this way, this microphone is going to go silent for a while when they get away because I'm not going to be here.
You better believe that's right.
Oh, right into the security guardrail.
Entire guardrail, all of it just moved with the force of Hammerjack's body into it as Mark Anthony continues to stomp away now.
My view is a little bit obstructed.
We have chaos here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we had the Kid Cash, Eric the Dragon Andrews situation not once but twice. Right now it's Mark Anthony and Hammerjack in a match, and I am not sure. I don't believe this is actually a match. This has never actually begun. The referee started to call for the bell, but I believe instead.
Well, he can't get him into the ring yet.
Long enough. They spilled back out to the outside, exactly.
You know, I kind of like this, though. I mean, hey, if they want to fight, let them fight. Did you hear the people screaming just a little bit a while ago? Let them fight, let them fight. To me, they're wrestling fans, and these are wrestlers. They like to fight. Let them fight.
Well, that's exactly what's happening here because, again, ladies and gentlemen, I've not seen any indication that this match actually has started, will start at this point. I don't know what's going on.
Big arm by Hammerjack.
They are just wailing at each other. Right now it's Hammerjack stomping at Mark Anthony.
Have they even been in the ring yet?
Not for maybe a moment.
Wait a minute. Finally into the ring. This is the first time, fans. They're into the ring.
Another shot. Referee is just, I mean, he's just telling him to discontinue, I think, as Hammerjack continues with the right hand.
Oh, whoa. A big timber, a big tree dropped. See, he's not trying to pin him anyway. He's not trying to pin him. He's trying to punish him.
This has got to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, this is complete chaos right here. I don't think we simply have a brawl in front of about 1,500 people here going on between Hammerjack and Mark Anthony, and now some semblance of a wrestling match with the head to the
very, very little.
That's as close to a wrestling move I've seen so far.
Back
outside.
Back outside again. Now watch out, Michael Graham. They may head this way. They're right in front of our broadcast table here.
Oh!
And he took a post
off that ring post.
Mark Anthony, I don't think he knows the word quit. He's not going to quit. And I think he has actually taken Hammerjack as a personal challenge.
Well,
even though he started it.
At the core of all of this, believe it or not, is the man known as Raven. Mark Anthony learned at the feet of the man known as Raven. Raven was his mentor.
Wait a minute.
Learned well as now he looks to inflict some big damage with those ring steps. Oh my goodness, look at him shatter. Look at the ring steps shatter. Thank goodness Hammerjack was able to get out of the way.
Well, he broke the ring steps. And those ring steps, you know how much those ring steps weigh? Maybe.
The thud they just made.
They probably weigh at least 150 pounds.
Oh! The referee goes down. Now, wait a minute.
Well, even though the match hadn't started, I don't think.
Another chop. Hammerjack now coming back. The referee is down. And we have another referee coming out of the back. And again, complete chaos reigns here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena. Hammerjack just clawing and ripping. Oh, another referee.
Totally out of control.
Completely out of control, ladies and gentlemen.
I think
we have got to get some more help out here.
This is a match that never started. We're trying to get it stopped here.
There certainly wouldn't be a match at this point at any rate.
And here we come again.
Here comes again one of the busiest men in the building tonight, Freddie Morton, our commissioner.
Here they go.
Oh, wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest has been ruled a no contest.
So a no contest, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to try to get some order here when we come back. We are scheduled to hear from Kid Cash, Eric the Dragon Andrews, hopefully Reno Riggins, more SAW Wrestling. We need to get to the back.
What do you want, Reno?
Cash, I think it's about time you and I have a come to Jesus meeting today, son.
Really?
Yes.
Come to Jesus. The only Jesus you're going to come to isn't in this room.
Wait a second, Honcho.
Oh, wait a second.
There's been something that needs to be taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
Right here for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Back to SAW Wrestling. My name is Michael Graham, here with the legend Dutch Mantell, and right now, once again, we have descended a bit into chaos here. We do not know if we have our title match. Then again, here comes our title holder. Kid Cash is here, but Dutch, we have no idea if Eric the Dragon Andrews is in shape to vie for that belt here tonight.
Well, we don't know that. This match is also supposed to be a lumberjack match. I don't see any lumberjacks.
No lumberjacks.
I see Kid Cash. But earlier tonight, fans, if you missed it, Kid Cash, as you'll see right now.
Yeah, right? Oh, look at that. The belt right in the back of the head and the neck area, and then pounding away at the defenseless Eric the Dragon Andrews is our champion, Kid Cash, who is making his way around ringside right now. This happened earlier tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why we do not know about the status of this scheduled match coming up. Kid Cash versus Eric the Dragon Andrews. There has definitely been some consternation about the physical condition.
Well, you can see the ring announcer. He's confused.
His opponent.
He doesn't know what to do. We see Kid Cash. Dan Master doesn't know who, if Eric Andrews is coming.
Reno Riggins has made his way to ringside. Now, Dutch, last week we saw Reno Riggins and Kid Cash. Well, we saw them close the door right before what appeared to be was going to be a very tense confrontation.
But let's not forget that Kid Cash punched Reno last week, knocked him down, so there's some bad blood between these two men already, and I think Reno's in the ring for a reason.
You think this could be a suspension here?
Ladies and
Could
gentlemen,
be.
Reno Riggins.
I'm having a match. What are you doing here? And you better have a good reason. You people shut your mouth so I can hear what this idiot has to say.
Reno.
Cash. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry I have to be the bearer of bad news here tonight, but the main event between Kid Cash and Eric Andrews is not going to take place.
Not again. Kid Cash once again.
Well, Kid Cash is happy about it.
Reno.
Well, sure, it was his intention. He doesn't want to fight Eric the Dragon Andrews. It becomes more and more apparent.
Cash.
What? Where's the...
You know what happened.
Yeah, you're damn right. I know what happened.
You know what happened.
And he ain't gonna make it, is he?
You know something, Cash? just because you come out here with that belt around your waist, you're not the champion in my eyes, and you're not the champion in all these people's eyes.
Yeah, but he is the champion.
Unfortunately, he does have the belt, and that's why he, as I said earlier in this program, has held us hostage, SAW, here in recent weeks.
Hope Reno doesn't get punched again.
Get out of my ring. Now!
Everybody
Take
within.
this. Get out of my ring. You know, it's all fine and good because we all know I beat the hell out of Eric Andrews about 15 minutes ago right in the back. He doesn't deserve a shot at my title. You can't handle it because I have beaten everybody that you have put in front of me. You don't like me, and I don't care. The point of the matter is, I am the champion. I am the ratings. I am what these pieces of trash have to watch every single week.
I think he's talking about everybody in the building.
You know something, Cash? When I took the job of being the matchmaker here at SAW, I had to take and put my personal feelings to the side.
You've done it.
I don't think Cash
You know
cares.
something? I promised my family that I would never step back in the ring. But unfortunately tonight, I'm going to have to break that.
No, wait a minute now. Now I understand when a man's pride, I understand, but this is not, Reno, this is not.
In case you haven't heard, there used to be a man by the name of Stephen Dunn standing next to me that ran roughshod in this building. So I'm telling you right now, why don't you put that belt up right now, mister?
Is he Dutch? Did he just challenge? Did Reno Riggins just challenge Kid Cash for the belt?
That would sound like to me.
Oh, Reno. Reno Riggins, you finally grew some cojones, huh?
Cojones, that's Spanish for testicles.
You want me to put this title up tonight?
Hey, we have a ring, we have a referee, and we have somebody that wants a piece of your
ring.
Wait a minute. What is this now?
I think Reno Riggins may have done some finagling backstage tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his way out is Chase Stevens. Chase Stevens has made his way out here. Are you telling me he is going to be, it looks as though he is going to be the challenger tonight for Kid Cash and the International Heavyweight Championship belt?
Well, this could be Chase's big moment. This could be a tipping point in his career. But he's making his way. We have a title match, so it is Cash versus Chase. Wait a minute.
Reno Riggins has on a referee shirt, and we have a match. It is Kid Cash, the champion, against Chase Stevens, the challenger. Reno Riggins with the referee shirt on. He is our guest referee. And ladies and gentlemen, this one's underway with a bang. Look at this capacity crowd, this standing room only crowd reacting to Chase Stevens. And look at the strength. The champion is down.
Well, he's taking a little walk on the outside now. If I was Kid Cash, what a sudden change of events. He thought he didn't have a title match. He does have a title match. He has a biased referee in there with Reno Riggins, and you can say what you want to, but he did punch Reno, so Reno does have something to get even with Kid Cash. But let's see if Reno calls it down the middle. This could be a massive screw job here if you don't look out, guys.
This is an amazing situation. For so long, the champion had it his way. So many times he used back doors inside.
Michael, he was pointing at you. Yeah. Cash likes me. He was pointing at you and telling you to shut your mouth.
I'm glad to hear it. Here's the shot by Chase Stevens, the big clothesline. But time and time again, the champion had things his way so many times, took disqualifications, found back doors, found shortcuts to keep that belt. What a drop kick right there. But tonight, The champion is the one that has the odds stacked against him. And ladies and gentlemen, more of this one is coming up. Chase Stevens challenges for the title on SAW Wrestling. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. We are back at the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena. The SAW International Heavyweight title is on the line. This is Michael Graham along with the legend Dutch Mantell. Chase Stevens, the challenger right now, with the better of it against our champion, Kid Cash.
Well, Reno Riggins, he went in the back. I tell you exactly what he did. He's mad at Cash. He went in the back. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna get even with this guy. I'm gonna get Chase Stevens to come out here and challenge him." And and if I was Kid Cash, I would feel just a little bit violated, maybe.
Well, I have to say, it is Kid Cash right now with the odds stacked against him. He did not know he was taking on Chase Stevens tonight.
Let me tell you about Kid Cash. He's a 15-year veteran. He's been down this road before. And whether you like him or not, and I kind of like him, I kind of put up with him because I know him, but, he has defeated a lot of top names right here in Saw. He has defeated Al Snow. He defeated Jerry Lynn. He defeated Vordell Walker not too long ago. And let's not sell Kid Cash short because he is one tough guy inside that ring.
And he will do anything, as proven right there a moment ago when he was biting the leg of Chase Stevens. He will do anything to win a match as Chase Stevens.
Look at Reno Riggins. He hasn't done anything for Law and Order in that ring. Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute now. He landed.
Good move by Cash. Good move awareness-wise on his part. He saw immediately that Cash hurt his leg, and he's going right for the injured area.
Chase Stevens came down awkwardly. It looks like the left knee, and as you said, it might as well have a bullseye painted on it as Kid Cash smells blood in the water. Ooh, right there, a big kick to the back of that knee, and Chase Stevens, you can tell, is in a lot of pain right now.
Well, if I was Chase, if I was Stevens, I'd hit that ankle express. I'd take me just face to face.
Again, the tension between these two men, absolutely palpable. Cut it with a knife. It has been that way for some time, but particularly in the last couple of weeks as Chase Stevens again falls victim to, look at the raking down the back and the sternum area as well by Kid Cash there with his nails.
Well, I got to say one thing right now. The fans on their feet here inside the sports arena. It's been a long time since fans in this area have seen matches of this magnitude, of this quality. Actually, you got two top wrestlers in the ring right now going for a title, and there's a lot on the line during this match.
Wrenching in there, that spinning toe hold. That man right there in the ring, our referee tonight, Reno Riggins, has said on numerous occasions as the figure four is locked in that big-time wrestling has returned to the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena, and this could be the end of this match right here as Kid Cash has that figure four locked in tight.
Well, if Chase can get to the ropes, I'm sure Reno will break it. I'm sure Reno.
Look here now. Look here now as Kid Cash is using the ropes as leverage.
Well, Reno's not making him break the hold. Did he actually see him grab the ropes?
You have to say now, as much as Reno Riggins and Kid Cash are at each other's throats right now, Reno does allow that maneuver, that hold to be held there. And
a standing room only crowd here, and we're even crowded in over here, Michael. This guy don't get off me. I'm going to try and slap him. He's got a beer sloshed it down my back. Hey, get back!
Well, you've had fans all over you all night, Dutch. I mean, come on. You're one of the main attractions here tonight as, once again, Kid Cash uses that shortcut in that middle rope. More leverage, more pressure on the knee of Chase Stevens. Earlier in this match, just a few minutes ago, as a matter of fact, he landed very awkwardly after a maneuver on that knee, and ever since then, it's been the target, the focus of the champion.
Well, Kid Cash relentless in his assault on Chase Stevens, and that's, well, he's grabbing the rope. Reno's trying to make him break it.
Yeah, he's going to have to break this if he doesn't hurry up and let go. Now look at it. Oh, and look at Reno take care of the use of the ropes. And once again, and look at Reno now, and again, well,
face to face one more time.
A lot of hatred between these two men. And I know Kid Cash has Chase Stevens as an opponent, but he has Reno Riggins in that ring as well.
He said, I'm the referee, and I will send you right to the back. He doesn't really want to do that.
No.
But he may be forced to do it.
Oh, once again, Chase Stevens goes down
hard.
If
he DQs, let me ask you a question. If he DQs Chase Stevens, does the belt change hands?
And unless there is a stipulation I don't know about, the belt does not change.
Well, yeah, but see, what I'm saying is you got the judge and jury as a referee tonight. He could say, yeah, I can DQ you and take the belt off of you. He could have suspended Kid Cash earlier in the night.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time in a long, long time that the odds are actually stacked against our champion, against Kid Cash, as, the shot to, well, I hesitate to call it the lower midsection, but at any rate.
Go ahead and call it that. Don't hesitate. It's a lower midsection. It is what it is.
Kid Cash now, once again, jawing with Reno Riggins. Kid Cash at odds. Well, Kid Cash is at odds with the world, actually, most of the time. As now he is after a fan here ringside. This is typical behavior of our champion as well. And one of the reasons I'm sure that Reno Riggins, quite honestly, would love to see that belt not around that man's waist. We got to call a spade here. Reno Riggins does not want Kid Cash to be the champion anymore.
But he may not have a choice. But, Chase Stevens could look up at any time until Reno ring the bell. I give it up. I can't take it anymore. He could tap at any time. I think Cash right now is just trying to punish Chase Stevens and trying to make a point to this crowd. Cash doesn't like this crowd. This crowd doesn't like him.
Haven't met a crowd yet that did like Kid Cash, to be honest with you, as Chase Stevens gets back up to his feet. He does get a right hand. Another one in there. He's only on one leg, but he's got that right hand flying, and Kid Cash is feeling those shots to the kidney there, and down goes our champion. And Chase Stevens now with the momentum in this one. One-legged Chase Stevens and then Kid Cash got a hold of that angle, twisted the ankle there, and now he's ripping at the face of Chase Stevens as Reno Riggins tries to get in there to break that.
Well, his boot loose on his left leg. When did that come loose?
It was just a little while ago. I believe Kid Cash was working on it, and now he's back on that ankle. And Chase Stevens is in a bad way. He is obviously in a lot of pain. The ankle, the knee of the left leg has been the focus of Kid Cash. And right there, all the weight of our champion down on that kneecap.
You know what could happen here, Michael, is that Reno Riggins could actually call a official timeout to have him lace his boots up if he wanted to. I'm saying if he wanted to, he could say, hey, timeout, lace the boots up. He can pretty well do what he wants to do.
You said it yourself, and it was a great point. The judge, the jury, the executioner all in the ring right now, as look at that maneuver right there. The moonsault there by Kid Cash. It was a bit of a diving headbutt onto that injured left leg. What a maneuver by our champion. And then dropping his weight once again, wrenching the knee.
Okay, Cash, this is your chance to take it home.
Oh, wait a minute. We have a cover. Oh, and look at this.
Oh, look at that.
2, only a 2 count.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, how is this going to end up? We'll be back with more of this championship match after this on SAW Wrestling. We are back here in the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena. The belt is on the line. The champion, Kid Cash. The challenger, Chase Stevens. I am Michael Graham along with the legend, Dutch Mantell. The referee in this one is none other than Reno Riggins. And Kid Cash, once again with that moonsault, on to Chase Stevens. And again, no hurry, Dutch, by Reno Riggins to get in position to count.
Man, he looked like he was jogging to pick up the mail there for a second. He wasn't in any hurry to get down and make a count. For anybody to say that Reno Riggins is not just a little bit prejudiced in this match, they haven't seen what's been going on here in the last couple of weeks in Solid.
Look at the hatred in the eyes, the face of Kid Cash right now, as the boot you mentioned a little while ago was unlaced. Now it's completely off, and that foot is completely unprotected and at the mercy of the champion.
Well, Chase is going to have to make a decision here. How much punishment can that ankle? 1, 2.
And another 2 count, at least the way it's being counted by one Reno Riggins in this one.
Well, Reno, another slow count. He picks up the boot. He might just wacko Reno with
again, Kid Cash has taken disqualification after disqualification just to hold on to that belt. We know that is part of his MO, part of his history, and he uses it right there. Now, wait a minute. Reno does not call for a bell. Instead, a cover and a count. 1, 2, and a 2 count.
Well, a little more of a consistent count by Reno Riggins at that point. Cash getting frustrated, flustered.
Look at Reno Riggins even taunting the champion a little bit, showing him another 2 count, and then the boot right into the face there. What a throw. Wait a minute. Kid Cash pushes Reno Riggins, who comes back with a shove of his own, and down goes our champion once again. And, wait a minute. A cover. 1, 2, 3. It's over. Oh, my God. We have a new champion just like that.
A great win by Chase Stevens, but you got to give Reno Riggins almost an assist on that one.
I can't believe it.
Kid Cash can't believe it. Chase Stevens may not even be aware of it yet, but the 3 has been counted. The championship has changed hands.
Well, we have a new champion.
Now, wait a minute. Oh, here's another confrontation between Reno Riggins. And this is amazing. We've seen history, and we may be... Oh, no! A shot to Chase Stevens right there. A sort of parting shot, if you will, by Kid Cash. As he raises his hands as though he is the victor. Reno continues to signal that it's been a 3 count. That would mean Chase Stevens a victory, and the belt, is it?
Well, we saw the 3 count. Chase Stevens got the 3 count on Kid Cash. Reno Riggins has awarded the title to Chase Stevens. Kid Cash, of course, outside the ring pushing fans. He's had a bad night. He's had a bad 3 weeks. This is a bad period in his life.
I'll be honest with you. It will not sit well with our now former champion. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in the ring, it looks like it's about to be. I cannot believe this. We have seen history. For more than a year, Kid Cash has been the SAW International Heavyweight Champion, and tonight in the Nashville Fairgrounds Sports Arena, that belt has changed hands. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been made official. I've been told your new SAW International Heavyweight Champion is Chase Stevens.
Well, we get the first look here at Chase Stevens with the belt actually in his hands. He's holding it up. I'm going to have to say one thing. It's a great moment in Chase Stevens' career. A great moment. I congratulate him on that. Kid Cash still having a lot of problems outside that ring.
Absolutely, and that will continue. And look who has joined us now.
Well, Mr. Bruno, thank you so much for coming down to SAW. You have done just about everything there is to do in the world of professional wrestling. What brings you here to us tonight?
Well, you know, when SAW called and asked me to drive up here from Memphis, Tennessee to be here at the Nashville Fairgrounds, there was no way on God's green earth to say no. I have got so many memories right here in this building. I met my first fiance. She was sitting right over there on those bleachers.
What a lucky woman.
Well, that was 1985, which that makes me old. But I'll tell you another thing. All the legends I've been in this arena with. Tojo Yamamoto, God bless his soul. Bam Bam Bigelow, also. Jerry the King Lawler. Superstar Bill Dundee, Phil Hickerson, Dennis Condrey, Bobby Eaton. I could go on and on. Jackie Fargo, Jerry Jarrett, Eddie Marlin, all the legends right here in Nashville, right here in this arena. But you know what? There's some other legends here. I can tell you this. People right here tonight, Brian Christopher, former World Tag Team Champion, former USWA champion, sold this arena out by himself many times. PG-13, a legendary tag team champion many times over, sold this arena out many times. Downtown Bruno sold this arena out many times. And you know what? I swear to you, I came back right here to SAW because I see they're bringing the tradition back to Nashville, back to the Mid-South, back to Middle Tennessee, back to professional wrestling. Right here, Showtime All-Star Wrestling. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud of this promotion. I'm proud of you. I'm proud they brought me here. And you know what? There's some guys here that's gonna be legends. I've seen them in the back. I wanna keep my eye on somebody. I might put my manager's shoes back on. You know why? Because it's like Mama says. It is that way sometimes.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. Hear it up for Downtown Bruno. You heard it live right here. He may be putting his managing shoes back on. It's our privilege to have you. Thanks for being part of the SAW family.
Thank you for...
Main event time on the program. We're back here at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds. Michael Graham and Reno Riggins ready for this one. There's one of the participants in our main event. Alongside him, Paul Adams, the leader of the A-Team. It is Rick Santel, Nature's Greatest Miracle.
Rick Santel and Paul Adams last week, you saw those guys lead a vicious attack on Chase Stevens. Who came to the aid of Chase Stevens? None other than Grandmaster Sexy. He told Rick Santel, he said, hey, if you want a piece of me, we can mix it up in the ring. And hey, that is our main event on tonight's broadcast.
So here we are, right here, Grandmaster Sexay taking on Nature's Greatest Miracle. This promises to be a very, very good matchup. A lot of experience, a lot of athleticism in the ring here. As you can see, that man, part of the A-Team. Now, speaking of the A-Team, and speaking of Chase Stevens, next week, a steel cage will be placed around our ring as Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas will go at it for the SAW International Heavyweight Championship belt.
That will probably be the biggest match in SAW history.
I think
Chase Stevens, new champion, will be defending his first title defense will be inside of a steel cage against his former partner, Andy Douglas.
It just simply does not get bigger than that, and I think I'm right there with you in your belief that it is the biggest match in the history of SAW. It happens 1 week from tonight, but we've got a main event to get to here, and you can hear by the crowd reaction that Brian Christopher has made his way out here to the ringside area. Grandmaster Sexay, an all-time favorite with the people here in the Nashville area in the Tennessee State Fairgrounds, is certainly everywhere all over the world.
And he is a man that has been all over the world. World-famous father, Jerry the King Lawler, Brian Christopher. I mean, hey, this is a guy that is probably at the height of his career, but he's also facing a man that is at the height of his career, and I'm talking about Rick Santel.
And you know, this could be, we talked about a shift of balance earlier in the program as well, and what could happen is this one's underway right away, and the bell rings. The winner of this match, it could be a big shift of power as well. The winner of this match could be looking at some big things in the future, no doubt. What a backdrop, oh my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. He had to have thrown Santel up there at least 10 foot, and over the top he goes.
And Rick Santel is in big trouble early in this one, as he has taken two huge maneuvers now at the hands of Brian Christopher, who has come out here ready for business, not for dancing, it looks like, tonight.
And now you can see he's over there jawing with Paul Adams.
Rick Santel is able to
Paul
get
Adams
back in on this one, though, as Paul Adams does his job just the way he's supposed to. Again, distracts his opponent, his man's opponent. Ooh, what a shot right there. Not only the shoulder, but the side of the head, as Rick Santel came down awkwardly on Brian Christopher on that last maneuver, and now he goes after that shoulder.
Basically just taking that shoulder and driving into the mat like a DDT maneuver.
And now he wants to put him into, and does so successfully, not into the turnbuckle, but through the ropes and right into the ring post. And the left arm of Brian Christopher is the target of Rick Santel in this one right away.
Looks like Rick Santel's not taking any chances. He's trying to find him a body part and dismantle it.
Well, he's going right after that left arm, no doubt about it, and already it must have taken some big-time punishment, and it continues now as he's got Brian Christopher tied up in the ropes like a pretzel right now, does Rick Santel, and he is able to hold longer than he should, thanks to the work of Paul Adams in the corner with the referee.
Well, he's used that middle rope there to bar the arm of Brian Christopher, and just to put some tremendous pain into that joint and elbow of Brian Christopher.
Well, obviously this battle plan has worked perfectly so far for Rick Santel, going after the left arm of Brian Christopher. He is in a lot of pain right now. Rick Santel tries to continue to deliver it, and a nice short uppercut. Wants to put him once again into the ring post. No, this time Brian Christopher able to stop up short. So at least he saved that much damage. And then big miss right there by Rick Santel, and a right hand by Brian Christopher. Rick Santel made a huge tactical error a moment ago.
He sure did. Brian Christopher able to regain a little bit of confidence, get back in this match. But as you see, as he's blocking that right punch, it's still hurting that shoulder of Brian Christopher. Look at him. He's wincing in pain.
Favoring it every time, as a matter of fact. Oh, and right there, it was actually the block was enough. He had enough pain right there that Brian Christopher could not continue for a moment. And for his troubles, a side suplex, and a good one by Nature's Greatest Miracle right there.
Yeah, textbook belly-to-back suplex right there. Man, I just can't believe Rick Santel has just been dominating this match so far.
What are we looking at here? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Nature's Greatest elbow, and it misses the mark.
Oh, he missed that elbow. up there showboating. He had a chance to put Brian Christopher away, and that's going to come back to bite him right in the derriere.
Well, I tell you what, you would talk showboating, you're looking at one of the greatest all time right across the ring from Rick Santel and Brian Christopher. He knows all those moves, certainly, and he was able to get away from that one. What a nice job right there. Goes under, and that neck breaker right there was solid, textbook, and Rick Santel is down.
What a great reversal on the part of Grandmaster Sexay.
Oh, hip-hop drop. Hip-hop drop. He's going up.
This could be it.
He's looking for that big leg drop. He calls it the hip-hop drop, looking to do some flying. Wait a minute, it's Andy Douglas. Andy Douglas is out here.
Andy Douglas shoving Brian Christopher from the top rope there. Now here comes Paul Adams, and now here comes a vicious attack.
And here comes the A-Team's M.O. This is old school A-Team right here. This is Paul Adams leading the charge with Rick Santel. Andy Douglas going after the Brian Christopher, the man that is down in the center of the ring here. He has taken some punishment in this match as well, and Andy Douglas continues to deliver it.
Oh my goodness, that shoulder, that left shoulder from Brian Christopher is just going to be thriving a bit.
Oh, wait a minute.
Here comes Chase Stevens.
Chase Stevens comes out and clears the ring of the A-Team. It is obvious that the A-Team is nervous about the arrival of Brian Christopher here in SAW, and they tried tonight to take him out. But thanks to Chase Stevens, that couldn't happen. This is returning the favor from last week when Brian Christopher actually saved Chase Stevens from the onslaught of the A-Team. And as you look right here, Andy Douglas motioning toward the cage, motioning toward that chain link fence. It will be Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas in a steel cage on SAW next week for the SAW International Heavyweight Championship. You cannot miss that one. We'll see you here for that one in 1 week's time on SAW Wrestling, a cut above the...
It's the man in black. He's coming up from the center of the ring.
It's Andy Douglas. Three! It's over! Oh my God! We have a new champion just like that!
The man that has been going toe-to-toe with Chase Stevens for over a year, Andy Douglas, just watched him win gold.
It's a whole new ball game now, pal. You got that gold around your waist.
goodness, come on now.
Low blow there by Andy Douglas. My goodness.
Time and time again, Andy Douglas, Chase Stevens throughout 2009 fought tooth and nail. Many times, Chase Stevens coming out on top of that one. It is just eaten at Andy Douglas, and now he's going to... No, wait a minute! Oh, Brian Christopher! Brian Christopher hits the ring and chases off the A-Team.
Grandmaster Sexy here, making the save here for Chase Stevens.
Looking for that big leg drop. He calls it the hip-hop drop, looking to do some flying. Wait a minute, it's Andy Douglas! Andy Douglas is out here.
Oh, wait a minute. Here comes Chase Stevens.
Chase Stevens comes out and clears the ring of the A-Team. It is obvious that the A-Team is nervous about the arrival of Brian Christopher here in SAW, and they tried tonight to take him out. But thanks to Chase Stevens, that couldn't happen. This is returning the favor from last week when Brian Christopher actually saved Chase Stevens from the onslaught of the A-Team. And as you look right here, Andy Douglas motioning toward the cage, motioning toward that chain link fence. It will be Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas in a steel cage. National Heavyweight Championship belt at stake. That man, Andy Douglas, will try to take it from our champion, Chase Stevens. I am Michael Graham, and I bring in Reno Riggins now. And Reno, there is Andy Douglas. Both of these men, in my opinion, look extremely focused for this one.
You're exactly right, Michael. Andy Douglas, hey, there's nothing going on in his mind right now except getting Chase Stevens inside that steel cage and working him over. I mean, this has gone on for over a year. It all started in a steel cage. It's where it's going to end up, here in a steel cage. Andy Douglas, Chase Stevens, we've seen some epic battles by both of these men. Well, it's all going to be settled tonight inside the steel cage.
So much has been on the line when these two have met in the recent past. Careers have been on the line. A haircut recently, as you can see, still by Andy Douglas with those short locks that he has now. But tonight, more than there's ever been, the belt, the SAW International Championship belt, has been added to this mix, and it only ramps up the intensity even more.
You're talking about two men that actually former partners, former brothers. These guys trained together. These guys had their highs, had their lows together, but now they stand across the ring pitted against one another.
And for all the marbles to be called a champion, to hold not a tag team belt, but a singles world championship. And there's the man that can boast that fact right now. He is the SAW International Heavyweight Championship. He defeated Kid Cash for that belt. It is Chase Stevens.
Kid Cash, who held the belt for over a year, mind you. Everyone we put in front of Kid Cash, that Cash defeated. Well, that man right there is the man that took it away from him, and now his first title defense inside this steel cage against his former partner, Andy Douglas.
And, you know, for a first offense, this is truly a real baptism by fire. You won't find many first title defenses, I would imagine, against such an amazing opponent as Andy Douglas, and inside a steel cage, no less. So this is truly Chase Stevens showing, I mean, more than a fighting spirit here. You have to wonder maybe even about the safety of Chase Stevens in this match, and the safety of his championship. Certainly, you wouldn't expect many champions to step into a steel cage to defend their belt for the first time.
Well, I think, you know, defending this title inside of a steel cage, he may not have the looking over his shoulder of Paul Adams and Rick Santel, David Young, whoever Paul may bring down here to ringside. So that's one less thing he has to worry about. Actually, the advantage may go to Chase Stevens being inside of a steel cage.
It's an interesting thought. You know, we did see Andy Douglas earlier in the program tell Paul Adams and Rick Santel that he wanted no help. He wanted no part of the A-Team at ringside. They also mentioned David Young not in the building tonight, but who knows? That could all be a smoke screen and a complete feint by Paul Adams and the A-Team as well. They all have always managed to interject themselves in the proceedings when these two have gone at it, and I, quite frankly, would be more surprised to not see them out here than to see them interfere with the match. But at any rate, there you see it. The door is locked. The two combatants are inside. Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas. The bell has rung, and the Tennessee State Fairgrounds is about to be the scene of another epic battle.
Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas for the SAW International Heavyweight Championship belt.
Well, the fans here at the Sawmill are jacked. But tonight it's the Tennessee State Fairgrounds, but we're going to call it the Sawmill. Hey, Chase Stevens is jacked. You know Andy Douglas wants that gold around his waist. I'm ready for this.
Absolutely. Now, Reno, real quickly, why don't you go over the rules of a cage match here as the two men lock up for the first two times?
Well, it's basically a wrestling match. I mean, the first man to pin their opponent will be the victor or submit their opponent. Climbing out of the cage does you no good in this instance. We've got to have a winner by submission or pinfall.
And there you have it. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is not about escaping the cage. There truly is no escape. You have to defeat the man across the ring from you to earn the championship. Chase Stevens, the champion. Andy Douglas, the challenger in this one. And again, this crowd, I mean, looking around, this crowd is absolutely amped right now. Jacked to the roof. And oh, a nice move right there and a quick early advantage. And straight to the cage goes Andy Douglas with Chase Stevens. And he has blocked a couple of attempts there. My goodness, trying to use that cage as a weapon early here was Andy Douglas. Chase Stevens, now he will try to send Andy Douglas into the cage, but another block there, and both men, relatively anyway, unscathed.
Yeah, Andy Douglas not wasting any time, trying to get straight to business, trying to lacerate Chase Stevens.
Well, when we come back, we will have more of this one. The belt's on the line. SAW Wrestling, a cut above the rest. Look out! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tennessee State Fairgrounds. The cage around the ring here. SAW action, championship action. Chase Stevens, Andy Douglas right now going at it. And Chase Stevens, our champion, has taken the first real shot of this matchup. But it looks like he's none the worse for wear as he's coming back strong on Andy Douglas, who goes hard into the turnbuckles.
Yeah, Chase Stevens now in control of this match. I mean, actually, I expect this match to go a while. Oh! Nice uppercut.
A big-time uppercut right there. And, yes, we are anticipating this match to go for some time. It seems like these matches between these two men have. As Andy Douglas goes hard into that cage, we do have some backup matches, however, on tap if this one doesn't go the length that we are expecting it to. So don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, you'll get plenty of action here on the program tonight on SAW. As usual, more action than you'll find just about anywhere else. What a nice job right there. A side suplex right to the back of the neck and the back of Chase Stevens. And now the first cover of the match, a 1, 2, and a 2 count for Andy Douglas.
Andy Douglas doing a nice job reversing the armbar there and then going into that belly-to-back suplex.
Now, Chase Stevens back to his feet. Andy Douglas clubbing away at the back of the champion. Wants to send him into the cage, and he does so successfully that time. The forehead of Chase Stevens hard into that chicken wire fence around the ring here at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds.
Chase Stevens back up to his feet.
And once again, Andy Douglas sends him hard into that fencing, and down goes Chase Stevens. And there is some give in it, you know this, but that is still exposed metal fencing there as Andy Douglas now working over the forehead, and I believe Chase Stevens might already be showing, there is some blood already being showed. I was just going to say that there may be some give in that cage, but that is metal. That is exposed metal. You don't want to run headlong into a fence like that in your backyard, I promise you that, because you're looking at the results right there. Chase Stevens' forehead right now looking like just grinded meat right now, and Andy Douglas is going to try to further that along.
Just like a cheese shredder. Look at that. Andy Douglas, a while ago, after he was using those big right fists, was showing the fans his wares by showing the fans a bloody knuckle.
And right now, on stalking the champion was Andy Douglas, but it's Chase Stevens able to turn around and get a couple of shots in himself here. The bloodied champion now with 3 straight, as a couple of right hands and a big chop has Andy Douglas reeling.
Senior official Kurt Herron, he's been instructed, hey, these guys are in a steel cage. They may not listen to every one of his commands. Whoa, low blow there.
Well, right there you have it. Nothing Kurt Herron can do but to watch that as Andy Douglas suckered Chase Stevens in perhaps there. It's sort of a mule kick, if you will, and it was definitely low, and Chase Stevens definitely feeling the effects of that. And he'll once again feel the effects of the cage as well, and he bounces off it like a ball. Oh, my goodness, Chase Stevens halfway across the ring there came off the cage.
That's a 20-foot high steel cage. Just, I mean, like I said, there is no escape.
No, there is no escape. And right now, you mentioned earlier, to escape the cage doesn't do you any good. You can't climb the cage. Well, this would be a very difficult cage to climb at any rate, as tall as those, as tall as those fences are around the ring and with the, the regular fencing, if you will. This is one of those specially made cages that are made for climbing. This would be a dangerous climb. I have a feeling we're going to see, unless Chase Stevens can't come back here, we are going to see some dangerous maneuvers in this matchup. We've already seen Chase Stevens hard into the fencing a few times, and now here he comes back again as he's got Andy Douglas reeling once again. Reversal, however, off the ropes comes, and then, the knee, the high knee, as Andy Douglas has absolutely perfected that maneuver, following his man into the ropes there with that high knee. He's got to cover. This could be all. A 2 count, and a long 2 count, and it was just that close. Andy Douglas almost able to call himself champion.
Andy Douglas has knocked out many opponents with that high knee, catching Chase Stevens right under the chin.
And right now, Chase Stevens, and you can see it on your screen there, is in a bad way. His face completely covered with blood. Andy Douglas now going up. Looks like he's going to be going to that third rope. This is not exactly charted territory for Andy Douglas, but with the added leverage of that fence there, he can hang on and he can get up there to that third rope and maybe perhaps do some. Oh, no! As Chase Stevens grabs the ropes there, and just as he, a big drop kick. That was some major height out of the champion. He got Andy Douglas under the chin in the sternum right there, over the top rope, and now looking for the superplex and going up high. As I said, dangerous maneuvers on a huge superplex, I should say, off the top rope.
Oh my goodness, the tide has turned in this match. Oh, both men.
Andy Douglas went up top. I mentioned that wasn't exactly comfortable territory for him, and he was caught up there, and we'll see the damage it's done when we come back, ladies and gentlemen. This is SAW Wrestling. Wait a minute, a cover, a 1, 2, a long 2 count. We are back here at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds. Our champion, Chase Stevens, a bloodied and battered mess, and Andy Douglas, the challenger, inside the steel cage. This is Michael Graham along with Reno Riggins. There you see our champion right now. He looks like he gave Andy Douglas a moment to breathe there, and now Andy Douglas asking for a handshake after, a year and a half of this? I don't think that's something that Chase Stevens either should do or will fall for.
Andy Douglas wanted to sign the peace treaty right now.
Well, you're already in the cage now, so there's nowhere to go, as Chase tells the crowd that he'll handle this. And that was sort of the answer I was expecting. And now Chase Stevens, after a quick breather, is going to try to stomp the life out of Andy Douglas.
Well, he was telling Andy Douglas, I think you're number 1 too.
Twice.
But we've got a match to take care of right now.
Yeah, absolutely. As Andy Douglas there, maybe. Right there, a code breaker maneuver into the sternum, it looks like. And Andy Douglas is down. He's got the cover. A 1, a 2. Oh my goodness. The knees up in the sternum served as something of a heart punch, I believe, and that was a very devastating maneuver, but Andy Douglas able to kick out after the 2 count.
Boy, after that superplex, the tide has really turned in this match. Whoa!
But right there, a DDT out of nowhere, and Chase Stevens is planted in the center of the ring. Andy Douglas crawling toward a cover, pulling him away. What is he doing now? Wants to go back up again. This was a mistake the last time. Will Andy Douglas make this one count? Now, only on the second rope, not going all the way up. Leg drop right across the throat of the champ. The cover, 1, 2. Another 2 count.
Oh, that could have been it right there. I thought Andy Douglas had it. He planted him a second ago with that DDT and then came off the second rope with that leg drop.
And he did so without hesitation this time, maybe learning his lesson for the first time up there in the heights above the ring. This time he got to that second rope and immediately threw the leg drop. Let's see what he does here as he's back up there now, maybe stalling a little bit of time as he's trying to show the crowd that he has this one well in hand. Another leg drop and it misses. Chase Stevens out of the way, and the well once too often for Andy Douglas.
I can't help but keep to look back towards the entrance area for Paul Adams, Rick Santel, and David Young. I just at some point figure I'm going to see those guys.
Well, we heard again, Andy Douglas tell Paul Adams, Rick Santel, he wants no part of any help on the outside. That, of course, could be a ruse completely, but I will say he said it with some conviction earlier in this one, and there has been no sign of any outside interference for either man to this point, as Chase Stevens has regained his senses to some sort of level at any rate and drops a nasty elbow across the back of the neck and on the ear of Andy Douglas.
Boy, I mean, there is no love lost between these two.
Absolutely not. And then a straight right hand to the jaw, and Andy Douglas is right now reeling and on his knees in the center of the ring, and he is wide open to these attacks by Chase Stevens, our champion. What a right hand right there. And now Andy Douglas gets a right hand to the midsection. I don't think Chase Stevens is expecting that at all, and it caught him, and Andy Douglas now, after the rake of the eyes, wants to come off. Nice job by Chase Stevens, catching him out of the corner, the power slam, and now what's going to happen here? I thought he was going to go for the cover, but no. Chase Stevens looks to be wanting to do some damage of his own from up top, perhaps this third rope.
There we go. What's he thinking?
Now, wait a minute now. Taking a pause here.
Wait
a minute now. He's not trying to escape the cage. I know Chase Stevens is aware that that is not a way to win this match. What is Chase Stevens doing on top of the cage? Oh, no! Chase Stevens misses the moonsault off the top of the cage.
From 20 feet up. My goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is. You can see him scaling the cage, headed to the top. I could not imagine what he was up to up there, ladies and gentlemen. This was what it was up to. Oh, and you see the results. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. He would have killed Andy Douglas if he would have connected with that.
He nearly killed himself. That is a 12, 15-foot drop. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is again. You can see him wanting to throw that. Oh, my
Look at that bounce. Look how hard he hit that mat. He bounced about 2 feet up in the air.
This is not the first time Chase Stevens has taken a high fall in this building. A 2 count. Oh, a 2 count. And that means we will have to take a break. This one continues. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. This has been an amazing matchup, just as we thought it would be, just as we predicted. Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens, and we have seen it all in this one. I am Michael Graham. Reno Riggins here next to me. And Reno, we've seen Chase Stevens come off the top of that steel cage. We saw him earlier in this building come off of that balcony up here and up to our left. And it's just amazing what these two men have put themselves through in this match.
Right now, Andy Douglas has to be questioning himself. What do I have to do to beat this guy?
Well, right now, he is trying to find exactly that formula as he has Chase Stevens, and he's going to try. No, what a move right there. The Hurricane Rana off the second rope. Andy Douglas off the top rope. He drapes an arm on cover. 1, 2, no!
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Years ago, the very first tag team match that ever took place in this building was with Gene and Joe Corsica.
The first tag team cage match.
And now look at Saul wrestling. These two guys, former partners, settling it in a cage.
Absolutely. It was Corsica Joe, Corsica Gene. They took part in the first ever tag team cage match in this building. And we want to, this is the best way to remember Corsica Joe right here with an epic match here in this building that he helped make so famous in this industry, in this sport, as Chase Stevens is trying to get back to his feet. Andy Douglas laying in wait. Andy Douglas, what does he want to hit here? The midsection. No, he's got it. Chase Stevens spins him around with the right hand, and down goes our champ.
What a great counter there by Andy Douglas.
And now he's got him. He's got him. He's got him. Chase Stevens looks to be in a bad way. The arms are hooked. Natural selection. Natural selection. Natural selection. Andy Douglas, a 1, 2, no!
I can't believe it. Doubt has done settled in the mind of Andy Douglas. What does he have to do to beat Chase Stevens?
Has that ever happened? I'm trying to remember. I think Chase Stevens may be the only man to have ever kicked out of the natural selection. He just did so inside a steel cage while the SAW Championship belt is on the line. But Andy Douglas still has the advantage. You can see bringing Chase Stevens, trying to bring him up. He's practically dead weight at this point.
Chase Stevens refuses defeat.
He's once again got him. Wait a minute. Chase Stevens looking for, oh, he hits. I don't know what to call that. A 1, a 2, a 3.
I don't believe it. Chase Stevens, my goodness, holds on to the SAW gold.
What in the world did he just hit Andy Douglas with? Chase Stevens is still your SAW champion. What a match here in the Tennessee State Fairgrounds.
He is still the champion, but what type of price did he pay? Andy Douglas pushed him to the outer limits. My goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, this crowd absolutely going crazy, and partially I have to say, as I look around, I see a lot of stunned faces as well as we watch this battle unfold here, and suddenly, just like that, it's the belt around his waist against his archenemy Andy Douglas.
That has to be the best match in 2010 for SAW by far.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for tonight. Chase Stevens, still your champ. More SAW Wrestling comes at you next week. We are SAW Wrestling, a cut above the rest.